Yeah. Welcome again to Spoon Talk. Yeah. So tonight at 8 o'clock, the president is expected to address the nation based on reports that Guinean soldiers are still occupying the land in Foya, Lofa County. So the president is expected to address the nation at 8 o'clock. Let's now join ELBC.
My fellow Liberians, I address you today regarding the situation along our border with the Republic of Guinea. As President of the Republic and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Liberia, it is my duty to keep the Liberian people informed and to assure you that the peace and security of our In recent days, concerns have emerged as a result of development along parts of our shared border in the Salamba area, Foya District, Lufa County. These developments have understandably attracted not only our attention of our citizens living in the border community, but also being sensitive to the opinion of wider Liberian public. I want to assure the Liberian people that our government has been fully engaged and is responsibly managing the situation with calm and determination. From the very outset, the government of Liberia took immediate steps to de-escalate the situation by addressing it through peaceful diplomatic means. We have engaged directly with the government of Guinea to establish diplomatic channels. In addition, we have worked closely with our sister Republic of Sierra Leone within the framework of the Mana River Union to ensure that dialogue and cooperation guide our actions. Following these engagements, the leaders of Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone have reaffirmed our collective commitment to peace and stability along our shared borders. Through this understanding, all parties have agreed to work toward restoring the status quo and ensuring that our border communities continue to live in peace and uphold mutual respect and trust. I am encouraged that the government of Guinea has issued instructions for its forces to return to their previous positions along the border. This is an important step toward de-escalation and demonstrate a shared recognition that peace and stability must always guide our action. At the same time, our security institutions, including the armed forces of Liberia, the Liberian National Police, and other joint security agencies, remain vigilant and professional in carrying out their duties. They are working closely with the local authorities and communities to maintain calm while diplomatic efforts continue. I also wish to express my appreciation to the regional and international partners who have reached out in recent days to encourage restraint and peaceful engagement. Friends of Liberia across Africa and around the world, including leaders within the Economic Community of West African States, the AU, and other international partners, have conveyed their support for a peaceful resolution of the situation. Their messages of encouragement and solidarity reaffirm Liberia's standing in the community of nations and strengthen our collective resolve to pursue diplomacy and dialogue. Let me be clear to every Liberian. Our pursuit of peaceful resolution is not a sign of weakness, but rather a demonstration of strength. It is easier to fight, break down, and destroy. As our own journey has taught us, it is more difficult to recover and build. That is why the government is exploring every available avenue to resolve this matter peacefully. We will continue to rely on diplomacy, dialogue, and the mechanisms of regional cooperation to ensure that this issue is addressed responsibly and without conflict. Liberia has always been a nation that stands firmly for peace. Throughout our history, we have maintained cordial relations with our neighbors and have consistently chosen cooperation over confrontation. People of our three borders countries share deep cultural, family, and economic ties that must always be preserved. Liberia has not only maintained peace within its own border, but has also played a significant role in helping to bring peace to other nations. From our contribution to the Regional Peace Initiative to our active participation in international peacekeeping missions, Liberia has demonstrated that our country believes strongly in peaceful resolution to disputes. Today, as we manage the situation, we remain guided by those same principles. My fellow Liberians, while we understand and are encouraged by the deep demonstration of patriotism and unity, I call upon all citizens, especially those residing in our border communities, to remain calm and law-abiding. I also urge our people to avoid spreading unverified information or rumors that may cause unnecessary anxiety. Let us allow our security authorities and diplomatic channels to do their work. Liberia is a peaceful nation, and the peace we enjoy today is the result of our collective sacrifice, reconciliation, and deep determination to reverse the past after many years of hardship. That peace is precious, and this government will do everything within its power to protect and preserve it. Let us remain confident, remain united, and remain committed to the values that define us as a nation. May God continue to bless Liberia and keep our nation in peace. Thank you.
That was the address of President Boakai there after reports of Guinean troops still being on our side of the border. So, welcome now to Spoon Talk. Welcome now to Spoon Talk. We are live on Spoon 107.5, Fabric 101.1, and Voice of Liberia 104.1. We are also live on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. So on today's happening, okay, let's welcome CEO. I don't think we're doing what's on your mind today.
Yeah, how you doing, Rosemary? How you doing, Rosemary? How are you today?
I am fine, thank you. How about you?
Good, 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 good. We have to come on. I think some of the guys are coming on. We just heard from the president. Thank you very much for carrying it live. Again, a lot to be discussed today. We heard from the commander-in-chief, Jose Boakai. The people will have to say what they have to say. We want to add that we continue to monitor the border, which is very, very important, as the president called for calmness as they deal with this issue at the border peacefully. You know, a lot of things happen. A lot of things have transpired. We were at the border this morning. Activities at the border today is very important for us to note that. But the president is calling for peaceful resolution, something they signed. And you heard the president saying that all the leaders around the ECOWAS community, they are acting and appreciating the fact that President Boakai is handling this thing the right way possible. But what say the people of Liberia? I mean, we can talk diplomacy, we can talk what we want to talk, but the people within that region that are moving and relocating themselves, what say that? What we saw today, and I will play some of the video from yesterday to today, that the Guineans have brought in their immigration, that the Guineans have brought in their custom and duty officer. It's very, very important for us to discuss that as the government work behind this thing. Probably we're going to wake up tomorrow morning and they're going to say, hey, the Guinean left. So for this reason and many more, we are deploying 3 of our powerful journalists in the area, starting tomorrow or Friday, to go live for 3 days at the border and observe the activity. And I got to announce that Dama Slanger will be heading the charge. Definitely, he will be going to the border. Again, he will be bringing live report from the border, something that we all will appreciate. So I want to say to all, listen, we are here to discuss Liberia. Whether you are Unity Partisan, Sedition, ANC, CMC, whatever C or P you belong to, Rosemary, this is about Liberia. What is happening today is very, very important. But we appreciate the fact that the president spoke. But why say you? Why say you? What's the message? And that's why it's 8:15. I have to come on because I know it's going to be a rough conversation today. What's the takeaway from what you heard from the president? Is the president forceful? I mean, did the president actually address the concern and you think what he said was right? We will ask the Liberian people. You think the president came out as commander-in-chief? CRC, Rosemary. When we say CRC, Samakando, you know what you're talking about. When you say CRC, commander-in-chief, President Joseph Boakai is the CRC. He's the commander-in-chief. He has spoken. So what would the people say? Therefore, we are here to discuss the issue. And I'm so glad that he spoke. Rosemary.
Yes, sir.
I'm so glad that he spoke. Some people say past due, it's overtime, but yet and still, he addressed the nation today. For how many minutes? Less than 15 minutes. Or maybe you can give it time. Maybe you say less than 12 minutes. But whatever the case may be, we will ask the Liberian people their takeaway. So we want to invite you to share the show. We will play that again, and I think Diamond is cutting it right now for us to play it again. We will get into what the president said. What? Is it different from what the information ministry put up? Yeah, probably almost same money. That's the only different thing, but we'll discuss it. We'll discuss it because it's only important, and nobody should carry false information from the border. And then nobody should play the work of the government to lie. So when you see something, you got to say something. Forget when they say John security the operating, so be careful what you say. No. You have to speak the truth from the border. You have to say exactly how you see it. Now the government said, when I talk, no, the government not stopping you from talking. The government said, do not carry misinformation, right, Rosemary?
Yes,
When you
yes.
see something, you got to say something.
Yeah.
You cannot carry misinformation. So what we received this morning, the Guineans, the immigration crossed the border. The custom and border patrol crossed the border. That's the truth. Yeah, that's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to say as it is. As we appreciate the president, what he said today, but still a lot to be discussed. A lot to be discussed. And we ask you, the Liberian people, you heard from the president. What say you? How you going to grade his statement, his address to the nation? For how long? Are we in deep? You know what? Are we in some deep stuff here? Seriously, are we? Was the president forceful? Was he convincing? Did he address the nation by telling the Liberian people the truth? Or it's just that, hey, easy, it'll be all right. Yeah. And then my grandson said, leave her alone, go to bed, it'll be all right. Leave her crying. I said, give it to him, let you just go to bed. Yeah, you think this is Liberia we're talking about? We're going to welcome Jacob Jala. We got a lot to discuss today, folks. And on the extra on the side note, I want to say to you, Samuel Toy went back to court today, and they have to just say, you know what? Somebody say I want an extra day. We discuss that. It's not important. The important trending issue today is President Joseph Yima Boakai addressed the nation on the border issue. What is happening at the border right now? We'll call our reporter. He will bring us up to date. Was the president convincing, Jacob? And we'll play this again. What you heard from the president, the Liberian people are going to speak. You heard the commander-in-chief speaking. What say you? You heard Joseph Yima Boakai, CRC, commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces of Liberia, president of the Republic of Liberia. You heard him speaking. What say you? This is not a political party. This is about the soul of the nation. We still have the Guineans. The Guineans, they are still there, Jacob. They stay there. They're right there, Jacob. They didn't go anywhere though. They are there right now as we speak. They're there. But the president was cool. He was collective. He watched his words. Was it enough? He said enough. Jacob, welcome.
Thank you, Stanton. Thank you very much. Again, I would like to start by extending many warm greetings to our listeners, particularly in Liberia and across the world. And I bring them greetings from the Citizens Movement for Change, the CMC. Look, my initial thought, I'm still kind of digesting adequately what the president just delivered. I listened to the message from beginning to end. But my initial thought is that, the president's message pretty much sounded like a message that he would have given immediately upon returning from Conakry. The message for me sounded a little bit out of date. There have been a number of developments in Lofa over the last 24, 48 hours. And the president's speech did not seem to capture those developments. And basically, it's kind of a broad outline of what came out of the meeting in Conakry, which was a good one. We'll talk about that. But the fact of the matter is that that communique and the commitment in the communique hasn't matched with action on the ground. So there has to be the coming together, the marrying of words and action. Right now, words and action are fundamentally misaligned on the question of what is happening in Lofa. And the idea is to make sure that we can align both. Development in Lofa does not square with what we heard from the president, at least for the last 24, 48 hours. So I think the government will have to, in a more substantive way, provide a little bit more update to the nation as far as development in the last 24, 48 hours, or even the next 72 hours is concerned. So a little bit out of step with reality on the ground. That would be my initial thought from president message. Of course, I do recognize the part where he was reassuring in terms of making sure that we can guarantee peace, economic cooperation with other regional partners, and to ensure that we definitely handle this matter in a real diplomatic, amicable way so that we do not have a relapse of violence. Liberians are suffering for too long. We are extremely shy of war or anything of that nature. However, I still think that a little bit of papering of the cracks happening. Again, I repeat, the last 48 hours was not accounted for in the president's message. And I think that was a huge fundamental letdown for some who are observers of development in Liberia.
Then Jacob, thank you very much. We're gonna we'll dissect the whole thing. We will just go into it, but just off the surface, I want to say to all Liberia, man, you heard the press. If you didn't yet, we'll play it again. Well, it's not too long. That it? Check up. So that it? You know what Liberian people say, so that it? Then what? Want to welcome? The question is, so that it, then what? What next? Yeah, I mean, we're going to discuss it though. But I'm kind of like asking myself, then what? I mean, Liberian people want to know, then what? Will the Guinean go back?
Right.
You know, I come here every day not to talk as a partisan. No, because I'm not. It's good that the president spoke. But then what? Does somebody answer that, then what? 1, 2. This is a big day. It's a very big day. Oh yeah, we're going to tear this thing apart tonight. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, thank God I ain't going to Bible study today. Today Wednesday, right? Yeah, today Wednesday the 18th. Yeah. But then what? Was it enough? Is it enough? So maybe we'll wake up tomorrow morning. Maybe we'll wake up tomorrow morning, and guess what? The Guinean will go back. Because the president and I speak. Bam, 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 bam. Dun, dun. Enjoy, 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 enjoy.
See, this so serious. You making me laugh. Though.
No. I've been serious. We got to remind ourselves.
But CEO, he did well to press the president and executive mansion to address the nation. I think.
I told them they have to address the nation. Yeah, they have to. They have to. I mean, sometimes that's why they said the foot estate. You cannot succumb because we'll deal with people that talk. No, you cannot succumb to the misinformation that the government is putting out there. We needed to hear from the president. We did today. So what say you, Wanto? What say you? Just off the subject, what say you, Wanto? If I get half to now, because I'm on fire today, guys. But talk to me. Wanto.
CEO, this is a situation from day one. We said when you are discussing with a military dictator, there must be some leverage of engagement. I've always have the perception that peace in negotiation must come from a space of strength. There are too many questions we have to ask in the scenario. One is what negotiation we have in Conakry. What negotiation we have in Conakry. That's the most important question. Was the negotiation giving the entire river directly to Guinea, or the negotiation we're having Guinea immigration or military personnel having open access entry to Liberia? This is very serious stuff. Very serious stuff. If a country cannot defend its sovereignty, then imagine it's Guinea. But imagine if you have people who don't have conventional, respect for human rights, like terroristic, groups. So this is a difficult moment for us. In as much we must be patriotic, we must be honest to ask the most difficult question on to the president and to the government of Liberia. Because we are talking about people's lives here. We're talking about the violation of our sovereignty. We're talking about open-ended access to our borders. We're talking about Guinea having the audacity to even take our land. So there's too much that we should ask. So one of my major concerns today, CEO, that I'm very interested to know is that our border security. Do we currently have a secure border? And you know that's the main question I
Well,
want us to deal
again,
with.
let's come back to the president's speech. You probably did 2-3 master's degree can make to research. Okay. But that's chill. Let's keep this in simple, my man. Let me say this to you, though. You know, we applaud you for all your great those achievements that you have out there. But I just want to be like Uncle Sam would say, Mawata. The people leaving, check up.
That's not what we see today, right? I think
No.
we have time to go into that.
I got videos from there. But when the people leave, negotiation is still ongoing. One, two. They're still talking. But I thought we talked already. I want the Liberian people to tell us something that we don't know. Now the president has spoken. We asked President Boakai to speak, and he did. So I asked the Liberian people what they think. I really want the Liberian people to be onto that. Thank you, Rosemary. Don't stop me. Stop texting me. Don't stop me. Don't do that, Rosemary. The Liberian people have to speak. You texted me and said we're running all the time. We still got about 30 minutes, and I ain't 9 o'clock here in the country. They heard the president. He spoke. We got to hear from the people themselves. Well, she's saying y'all shouldn't talk. Let me be serious. Cooper passed away. Let's hear from the people, right? I don't know who free Cooper passed away from president should block him again. But again, let me say this to everybody. Rosemary, let the people have the chance to speak.
Most definitely.
But before the people have the chance to speak, we want to play this again. We want to play this again. I like the fact that when you're boom, 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 enjoy. Then you know the president is about to speak. But we got a lot though. Now, we cannot tell you how much the national security contribution to this whole saga is. You know how much the national security has spent so far? Hey, you a jack. You know, Eli Brown when they say you're a jack, right? You a jack. You know how much they have spent so far and how much they're spending every day. You know how much money go towards that border situation. You know how long this will continue for? When the people bring in the immigration, when the people bring in the border patrol, when the people bring in the custom, when they bring in all these people, I will say to you, they didn't bring them and stop them to the Guinean side. Check out. They brought them to the Liberian side. They crossed the river. Check out. And they're telling the business people to go in and out. But who they paying duties to? The crossing fee, who getting it? So I was saying to him, my fellow Liberian, you heard the president speak. Can we tell Diamond, can we play that again if he sent it to you? Rosemary, please. You heard the president, he spoke, my people. Is it only because of same money? Why the president open investigation? You saw the communication from information ministry. Who in the government doing business? Kakale business. Why are we giving the president a hard time? Why are we giving President Boakai a hard time? Or why President Boakai giving the same hard time? But he spoke. So I want to say to all of you, we will be going to the phone line. I'm trying to get this ready. It's a ready response. We got to play the president again. If we haven't ready,
I'm still waiting. Yes.
Correct. We got to play this again. We got to play it one more time. So, Jacob, let me hear you, though. We got so many take away from this thing. So many take away, Jacob. But when we got it ready, we got to play it one more time for Liberians that just joined in to listen. All right. Rosemary, start taking our picture, please. Jacob Jada, let me hear you again, my brother. When we get this thing ready.
Yes. Stand on. We have a huge situation on our hands. And for example, I heard about even the president talk about responsible reporting and all that. Okay, yeah, sure. You talked about 8 minutes ago, which is beautiful. And I think the reporting so far and coverage so far, Spoon have done a great work. And I think the reporting has been responsible. Now, we as a country, we need to be very clear about what the solution is, because as far as the evidence shows, our diplomatic effort has not begun to bear fruit yet. Because again, we're going to it. We saw images yesterday, in fact, of military activity within our borders, on the Liberian side of the border. And again, today we see evidence of that, of activity. In fact, we're seeing the Guinean authorities trying to establish civil administration within those border areas. Custom, you just talk about that, immigration, and all the kind of civil administrative services deploying that. So we have not arrived at a solution yet. This thing has not been resolved yet. And for me, my disappointment is the fact that the president appeared to be speaking at a different timeline. We're not in sync with the president. He's like behind. He's like 2 days late. The speech is like 2 days late. So the people around the president, his staff, his people need to be able to update the president's speech as if to say we need another mode nation address to capture development of the last 24 hours, 48 hours. So was this a deliberate act of like omitting this for any other reasons, or what could potentially be the reason for that? That is my issue. You know, the Ministry of Information yesterday captured yesterday's event and referred to it as some kind of activity by the Guinean authorities as a withdrawal strategy and stuff like that, which was miles away from the truth. That was not the truth. We saw sustained presence of the authority. In fact, the superintendent also they spoke with the Guinean guys on the ground, and they were clear to say, no, we're here, we remain here. We don't even take instruction from you. If you want to communicate and want to say anything, then you should talk to our bosses, the superintendent also on the other side of the border in our country. So there has not been any resolution to this matter yet. And I don't know why we still playing kakalika on this issue. The government does not have a clear position yet, and they still
well, let me ask a question. Did you hear anything new from the president today?
No, I didn't hear it. Still not. The president's message was almost like reheating or the rehashing of the communique. For me, basically, that's how it sounded like. He just like he did the communique and just made a few paraphrasing here and then made a few additions, but it didn't look a million miles away from the communique that we read and that was discussed on this show. And
so what was that? What was it important for the president to speak? And what did he speak to? I mean, you got to get some takeaway now. The president spoke, right? Did he say anything new, Kev? Or you want to turn the football game off, Kev? Did he say anything new that we know of? And we just trying to play this thing one more time. We're going to download it and play again. But I want to go to the Liberian people and ask them, did he say anything new, anything strange? Did he raise any hope? Do you think the president's speech is a sign of surrender? Or you think the president's speech is that of strength, that tomorrow we'll wake up in the morning and the Guineans will be gone? They will leave Liberia. Okay.
Senton, let me say hi to you guys. The speech was meant to silence you. Because you called for that speech, you say the president should speak, and say, let's give Stanton what Stanton wants. Nothing. It was meant for you, because you the biggest voice. Let's silence the bigger voice. Let's see if Stanton can take this bait. Let's give it to him. That's what the speech was about. For the Liberian people, nothing there. You know, I said it day before yesterday, day one, and I keep saying it. That particular era is gone. Forget about it. It's gone. Leave your own with God. I said it the other day, people insulted me. I'm saying now the people bringing the immigration officer. Why they bringing the immigration officer, for goodness sake? It's to tell you that any Liberian who going to live in that place should have documentation. It's not for you. They finish with it. So what we heard from the president today is to just appease the people. That's what we're not the people. We Stanton Witherspoon, this guy on our back. The people going to Mr. President. Mr. President, Stanton is stalking. Stanton is stalking. He is stalking. We got to stop him. You know he very convincing. You know he can move the people. He can move the country. So let's stop him. You say, okay, let's give you a 30-second thing and just talk. That's it. Period, Stanton.
So guys, again, let me bring in one to folks. You got to understand this is President Boakai. This is the CRC. This is, you will call it the commander-in-chief. He's the first in everything in the country. He spoke addressing this issue. Was there anything new? Do you think that the president make any inroads? Was he convincing? Was there any hope for the hopeless? Those people that are leaving the border. Do you think because of what the president said today, those people will be going back and say, yes, I will pop in and wake up? Do you think that something has changed? That I would say to you that this lady with everything on her back, these people that have everything, they will be going back home and say, yes, the commander-in-chief has spoken. Wanto. And again, we were playing, but let's say, what do you think, Wanto?
You know, Stanton is a very, very interesting question. I first applaud the fact that the president spoke today. It's very important. I applaud you also for contributing immensely to that happening today. Like Jacob said, this is a bit backward from the crisis. The immediate questions that people want to have answered is this. It's the major aspect here that is missing, Stanton. And you said that from the beginning. Will the Guinean army leave our border? Are they coming in? Are they going out? What's the negotiation? The president spoke about clarity and honesty. And one institution that I'm not very satisfied with in terms of clarity and honesty is the Ministry of Information. There was a bit of contradiction yesterday when Spoon reporter came out with the report on the entry into our border. That breaking news came from Spoon. It did not come from any government institution. In fact, what the government did, they undermined the credibility of that report. Interestingly, the same incident, happened today again. So it's consistent. So the first thing we will ask here is the credibility must first start from the government agency. The information ministry must be clear on exactly what is transpiring. The report on the issue of BK Group, which may have prompted the entire scenario, it came days even after the negotiation. That report came after the situation escalated beyond the fact that the agreement was being done. So there is also a lack of transparency right there. So for me, one thing I'll be honest with, Stanton, that is missing here is that we're not having a lot of information on the crisis at the border. Now, a Spoon is doing well, but the government also must take a lead as well. The other aspect is the president must be honest with us. What is the negotiation? What is the specific kind of main point of conflict between Guinea and Liberia? What is the demand from our Guinean counterparts? Are they demanding that Liberia should forfeit the river? Are they demanding that we should give them open access to border patrol? Is it like a bilateral kind of relationship between Guinea and Liberia in terms of border patrol? So this is where we don't have a lot of clarity. And I'm very interested in having clarity. Nobody wants war. Everybody wants peace, but we must have understanding to the entire aspect of the situation occurring around the border. And I think on that level, Spoon is doing well, but the government is not doing well. We hope the president can make another pronouncement to see the next step forward. And that's something also we have missing. Are we reporting? Are we setting a standard to report the entire incident, taking it as far as the UN Security Council? Are we taking it towards ECOWAS? Are we setting some kind of benchmark? Are we giving a no tolerance zone to Guinea to say, look, you are bypassing our sovereignty and we have no tolerance on this? These are the kind of questions that we should be asking.
Thank you. And I'm listening to Jacob. I am listening to the speech. We're uploading it. I'm drawing different contexts, and we're going to have a soft copy. Jacob, why the government think that they can fight network? Why the government think that they should hide the truth? They should bury the truth. And all Liberians in this together. Go across the aisle. I'm seeing opposition partisans, some of them, saying we stand with the president, peaceful resolution. But like the government is shameless, some of them, and based on that, they are putting out false information. They want to suppress the information from the border. If they can do it to the folks out there, check out. I am convinced the president is at the border, they're lying to him. Some of them. And the president listened today and said, I will address the nation. For under 10 minutes, if you take out the Bambam sound, the national anthem, for under 10 minutes, the president spoke. Do you think it was sufficient time? Do you think the president addressed in all his capacity, resolve any doubt, remove any doubt, make the people feel hopeful again? Do you think the people can go back to that border tonight and say, yes, our president is ready, and these guys then will be leaving? Or you think we have to wait for another negotiation, another concrete accord, another Guinea summit, something of that nature? Maybe this time we'll be going to Accra or we'll be going to Lagos. Another peace accord again between Guinea and Liberia, because I don't feel it tired and it's gone. What do you think? Do you think the president was powerful and forceful? I got my own view, and I will say what I think about the president's speech today. We're asking Liberian people, but Jacob, again, let's understand something. The speech was short. Before you make up your mind, listen to the speech was done. Have you read Jacob?
Yeah.
You came in to listen to the speech was over. The president addressed the border issue. It was about the border issue. I'm going home. I'll see you tomorrow. Jacob, are you with us? Or you?
Yes. I'm here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So yes, Steno, very clearly, like I said earlier on, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's obvious to me, and for me it was slightly disappointing that there was basically just the communique that was microwaved and handed back to us after the fact. And I think we have to be very clear about addressing this situation. Now, you raise a very important point, and I think you're quite right on that, because that was a thought that kept running in my mind about, is it like a strategic basis behind trying maybe to suppress the situation coming from the border and try to minimize it for purpose like we don't want to scare people, or we're in some kind of deliberate denial about what is happening along our borders? I mean, as a matter of fact, the country, I know very much, the country is close to 100% united on this issue. So we see that the whole partisan views and these red lines that divide us on the level of party are dissolved as a result of this, because this is a collective affront to the sovereignty of all Liberians, including some of us, yeah, everyone. So the president has the full backing of the population, including some of us, on this issue to try to deal with it diplomatically. Okay, I agree with the president's strategic direction moving forward in terms of addressing this on the diplomatic level peacefully. I think he has the full support of the nation on that level, peaceful resolution of the issue. However, the solution so far looks incomprehensive. It looks a little bit choppy here and there, not clear. Where are we going? It looks like we just finding our way in the dark and stuff like that. And I think the population will have felt broadly let down today by the quality of the messaging coming from the presidency. It didn't sound quite reassuring. In fact, we know that there is a humanitarian implication to what is happening, right? We saw footage of people leaving. In fact, one of the guys who spoke with the county leader that talked about mass displacement of many Liberians. So the speech didn't even capture, trying to deal with this issue, get government support, solve the humanitarian crisis. And besides the fact that he called for Liberians to remain peaceful and calm in the border communities. But we need something more straightforward. We need something more drastic in terms of the way we handle the humanitarian situation, and also to lay out, the raft of measures that the government is going to implement to solve this issue. The issue is not solved. It's the fact of the matter. Why are we beating around the bush? The issue is not solved. And I'm sure the government knows that the issue is not solved, because there must be briefing coming from the border. And if the government is still pursuing diplomatic action with the ECOWAS and all of that, that update should be able to come to the people. But I don't think we're getting the full story of everything. And I think the level of information coming from the government has been detailed enough. I think we tend to be in some kind of denial here and hope that these things are not happening. And it is happening. We see it happening on TV. We see the reports coming. What is the solution now? What do we do now as a country moving forward? Do we now get to the ECOWAS level? Because that's what possibly we need to do now. Get to ECOWAS, tap into the ECOWAS mechanism there. If this country needs some support in terms of defense and military, we need to go to ECOWAS and ask for that kind of support so that we're able to protect our, not to say we're kind of deterrence.
Let me hold you there. We got to go to the full line. We got to go to the full line, ask the Liberian people. Kev, you come in and say something quickly. Rosemary, can you come back on, please? We got to go to the full line and ask the Liberian people exactly what the take. I mean, their takeaway from the president's speech. Again, it's very unique for us to do that. As we move ahead to have this full discussion, we'll play the speech, then we'll ask the Liberian people. It's only important. What do you want President Boakai to do? That would be my question. What can he do, right? He has spoken again. For less than 10 minutes, the president addressed the issue, right? And said, hey, listen, we will remain peaceful. Hey, listen, no misinformation. Hey, listen, the ECOWAS community leaders are praising us and say we are handling this the right way. Hey, but what say you? After everything, the Guinean people stay there. The people stay there. So maybe we'll wake up tomorrow morning and maybe, probably, the Guinean people will be going home. Maybe. We don't know. Kev, let's say you quickly. We got to go to the phone line.
Stanton, people should come out. I keep repeating it. Maybe I sound like a broken record. People should come out and realize that that particular side of Liberia is gone. They should realize that. And what the president, you keep saying, yeah, Jacob keeps saying, I agree with the president, diplomatic way of doing things. No, he's not saying the truth, Jacob. He's not saying the truth. He only come out there, like I said, because and were beating on it and say come out just to please them. But he's not saying the truth. There's a recent development at that border. Nothing about it in the speech. Nothing. So that tells you something. So nobody should support his effort because he's not making effort. But when the opposition blacks start to call him and say, no, you're not making effort. There's nothing. You're not telling all the truth. Everything you're doing is not going in the right direction. And that's what they hear. Then we'll start to hear the truth. But when you say, when he listening right now, the marshal are listening to us right now. When they listen, they say, okay, one of the key members of the opposition, Jacob Jala, said they love the way the paper going. So let's continue because your voice is important, Jacob. No, don't like it.
I think our problem is understood. I didn't say. I told you clearly what I said. I said, yeah, the diplomatic action is good. However, the diplomatic effort so far has not yielded results because we still have our territory occupied. And
That's
at
what.
times I've also
That's why
said,
they're going to cut. That's why they're going to cut. I love the diplomatic
yeah,
effort.
no, people can cut whatever they want to cut because
No,
the
no,
statement is very
that's
clear.
what they're going to see. It's not diplomatic effort.
Can't listen. Let's say this. You cannot fault Jacob for that. I love the diplomatic effort myself. I do. I love the way we carry. You tell your own and don't blame the friend for talking his own.
Let me say to you, Stanton, there
You try
is
to
no
think
diplomatic
Jacob not
effort.
Jacob at all.
No, okay, Stanton, there is no diplomatic effort.
There is.
That is
There
the fact.
is.
No,
There
if there's
is.
a diplomatic effort, why is it diplomatic effort?
What are you talking
Stanton,
about? You sat on the show. Listen, Cap. Listen. I beg you, listen. You sat on the show. We read and communicate. You sat on the show. The president went to Guinea. He met the Sierra Leone president and the Guinean president. They had a tripartite. And you want to say there is no Cap? Come on, let's elevate this thing, man. Please.
Stanton, let me tell you, Stanton, you're bigger than smoke screen.
No, it's not smoke screen. We're not talking about smoke screen, my man.
Why is it smoke screen?
You're trying to mess a good conversation up. You said there's no diplomatic effort, man.
But Stanton, you know why there's a smoke screen? Because look at the reaction. Stanton,
you can talk about the reaction, but don't say there is no diplomatic effort. There is.
If there's an effort, we'll see a positive reaction. But there is no effort. It's just just a joyride he went for. A joyride.
All right, so I will say this. We will play this thing, Cap. I mean, leave me alone on that one. That one you saying that business. I will say this thing. It's very important for us to say this. We'll play this thing. We want to hear from you. What we are saying here today, right? The president spoke. What say you? We asked Joseph Yuma Boakai, Commander-in-Chief, to speak. He spoke. What say you? What do you think? Were you reassuring? Did he surrender? Because of what the president said, will the Guinean leave Liberia now? Did he speak in strength? Were he hopeful? And this is a big day for you today. For under 10 minutes, President Joseph Yuma Boakai spoke. What say you, my friend? So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and play this thing, and then we're going to listen to you. We really want your side of the story. The president put diplomacy first. Bravo. I love it. A good catch. Diplomacy first. The best thing ever. We love it. The president went to Guinea. He met the Guinean president. Let's play some. You saw that video? Let's play the next video. You saw the second video. We got pictures, everything. The president put diplomacy first. My fellow Liberians, he did. He said, we're going to talk. We're going to engage each other. We saw everything. We talked about the tripartite, the communicate, a tripartite meeting dedicated to peace, security, and development, convened in Conakry, Guinea, March 16, 2026. Folks that went with the president, Joseph Yuma Boakai, Sarah Besloyanti, Mama Kability, Kofi Woods, Francis Yumane, Geraldine George, and Dado Davidson Foya. It was a good meeting, we heard. The engagement was good.
Can I ask you a question?
But I'm gonna look, let me lay this thing out, beg you, Chief. But I want to say to you though, you heard President Boakai speaking today. We will cut this thing, we will make it happen. We want to say to the president, do you think what he said today, was it encouraging? You felt good? Are you feeling good? So let's go ahead and man, Kev, we've really got to go, but let's take your question quickly.
No, go ahead. I just wanted to say the reason I say he's not making diplomatic effort because he was sent by the Guinean president. He's not the one that called the Guinean president to say
he was sent by the Guinean president. You say
the Guinean president sent for him. The Guinean
you don't know how the thing, Kev, you don't know how the thing work, man. Let it go. You don't
know. But who initiated the call for them to go? No, Spencer, don't say you don't know.
Let me help you. Let me answer you. The Guinean president, Kev, let me help you now. I beg you. We got to go to the phone line. Kev, don't spoil this sweet conversation. The Guinean president let me finish, my man. Let me help you. I'll disagree with you because I'm fully informed. The Guinean president didn't send for President Boakai. That's not true. The Guinean president didn't send for President Boakai. Again, I will say to you, I will correct you when you say some things that is not true.
What happened?
The Guinean president didn't send for President Boakai. You understand that this is MRU meeting that was had, Manuel Union. The phone call was placed from President Boakai. He initiated this meeting. No Guinean president. And I can tell you exactly how it started, but I won't. It's okay now. We got to go, Kev. It's okay, my man. Don't do that. Let's have a good quiet show. Kev, let's have a good quiet show, I beg you. We got to go to the phone line. Again, we are uploading this thing. Let's be fair. Even if you're opposition, let's do it in a way that we can understand one another. Kev, you're trying to interrupt this. Chill, my brother, chill. So I want to say to all of you, it's very important for us to come here. Let's go ahead. Let's go to the phone line. Rosemary, Makiba, let's open the phone line. We're still uploading the video. We will play this video. We're still uploading the rows. Who do you have? Let's go to the phone line, man. The president spoke today. Let's listen. Let me take the first one from here. Your name and where you joining us from?
Hello?
Yes, your name and where you joining us from?
Okay, thank you. This is Morris here calling from Minnesota, Brooklyn Park.
Talk to us.
Okay, thank you, Skelton. Thank you ever so much for your program.
I'm be fast, so we got enough time, brother, please.
Yeah, my brother, honestly speaking, the government have sold a particular area in Lofa. Let me be bold to tell you. Why hide the secret from your people? The government has not done well when it comes to that. Yeah, he did not do well. That is a myth. I'm disappointed in the government. Thank you ever so much for your show.
Thank you very much, my friend. Your name and where you joining us from?
I'm Dave Melvin.
You say your name again?
I'm Melvin Gandhi Tabo from Seattle.
Melvin, talk to us, please.
Thank you so much, Senator, for covering this situation. I can't believe it.
Get to it quickly now. The line is crazy. I'm begging you, please. I appreciate your compliment.
I think the president taking being ready step by step. We gotta not forget in Nigeria, few years back, that bro is crowded with so lot of Guinean. So the president in caution in Guinea, he promised people that the land that his ancestors left behind, he's going to make sure he clean everything. That what you say, he went several years first, he clean pushing away from there, and then he did Liberia.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Your name and where you joining us from?
It's this person from New Jersey.
Francis, talk to us.
I'm find one point to speak to. Francis said Serenum dragged President Boakai to Guinea. Now they're saying that Guinea called President Boakai. I have one question for them. When Serenum so they were made to Pontaya, why did they call them meeting? Only after Liberia land was encroached on. Does it make sense for them to call Liberia, for Liberia to call Serenum and say, let's go meet with Guinea?
Thank you.
They are so desperate.
Thank you. Your name and where you joining us from?
Yeah, my name Kevin. I'm calling from Iowa.
Kevin, talk to us.
When a seat at the UN and Liberia body. You think President Boakai will sit down to the other opportunity go and enjoy what he's doing? People want to see war. People that never saw war before, they want to see it. Some of us see war and we know how war is. And people that carry one arm today, they know the importance of war. So Liberia will not sit down to fight war. So I just want to tell, I know Kev Hassan Oku on our show, You guys need to pray for peace in Liberia. You support your people in Liberia.
Thank you.
Now for war.
Thank you. Your name? All right, let me go back to this. Your name and where you joining us from? Your name and where are you joining us from?
Hello.
All right, you ready? Your name and where are you joining us from?
My name is Genevieve Pratt Brown, calling from Iowa, Illinois.
Genevieve, talk to us, please.
Yes, I'm so frustrated today by hearing the president giving his late speech. Press conference. I'm frustrated, but now the Guineans supposed to be on their side of the river while we are negotiating. They shouldn't have been on our side, on Liberian soil. They should have been on their own store, and then we have our own security posted at the border there. And then while the negotiation is going on, but they crossed over to us. Are they really going to leave? That's the question. The hard question: are they going to leave? So I'm frustrated.
Thank you, Genevieve. Thank you for calling. Your name and where you joining us from? Your name and where are you joining us from? Okay, I'm sorry, folks. You cannot hold the line. We have to let you go. Your name and where are you joining us from?
Hi, CEO. This is Abby calling from Seattle, Washington.
Abby, talk to us, Mama.
Yeah. Look at a situation like this. I was there for all the different wars. So for us to just encourage war, I prefer all going through the peace process than going through war. We are not in Liberia. And I feel so bad. Right now, we like get project over there, we all holding back. So we all need to just cool off and listen to what the president said. Let's go ahead and listen to the peace talk if we have any peace talk to.
Thank you.
Like we don't even have army to go on the front. If we have army, Guinea was never going to cross over.
Thank you.
But we allow the Guineans to cross over. So what should we do?
Thank you very much, Abby. It's good that you called in today. We appreciate you. All right, your name and where you joining us from?
Hi, good afternoon. This is Gifty. I'm calling from Fargo, North Dakota.
Gifty, talk to us, please.
I'm calling. I was listening to the president today. I know he's trying, he's doing his best, but we want to know what's the plan if the Liberian people are safe. I might be in Liberia, but I have my family I might be in America, sorry, but I have my family in Liberia. So we're kind of concerned. What is the plan? How far are we moving? Now we have these Guinean soldiers on our land. What is the next step for Liberia? That's what we want to know. Did you hear from the president.
Did you listen to the president today?
I heard a little bit when you played the speech.
Okay.
Yes, but the speech wasn't very long. Like I said,
sure.
We appreciate the president, but we want to see more.
Okay.
We want to know what's the next step. What's going to happen?
I'm gonna play the rest of this. I'm gonna play it again. And thank you very much. You asked a beautiful question. And I'm asking the question, what next? Are we gonna get up tomorrow morning and these folks be out of there tomorrow morning? Hey, want to say thank you for calling in on Spoon, man. Thank you a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah. Your name and where you joining us from? Your name and where are you joining us from? You're not ready. You're not ready. Your name and where are you joining us from?
Musa, Minnesota.
Musa, talk to us.
Yeah, just one quick information. The Guinea president did not call President Boakai to Conakry. The Guinea president is the current chair of MRAU. So he can call for meeting among the 3 countries.
What do you make about the president addressing the nation tonight?
I haven't listened to the speech yet.
Okay, we will play it. Thank you very much for calling, and we will play it. Thank you a lot. Your name and where you joining us from?
Hello.
Yep, your name. Where you joining us from?
I'm joining from Minnesota, Minneapolis.
Talk to us.
Yes, Kenton. We have to understand this because this has to do with peace, and peace is number 1 priority to us. We all went through the war. So I think diplomatic means is the best way to follow. And the president approaching that now. If there is no means understanding, then we can take different approach. But right now, one person's life is better than any other thing. that we have to take into consideration.
Welcome to VIP.
Thank you.
Emmanuel, can you please mute yourself, Chief, please? Thank you very much. Let's take another course. Listen, I'm going to take a few more and go in studio. You know what? I'm going to stop here. Let's take some calls from Liberia. Folks, you got to call in. President Boakai addressed the nation. We'll play the address again. We'll go deeper into a couple of questions we are asking. You think that what the president said, instead of strength, was the president powerful in what he said, reassuring? Were there any hope? When we wake up tomorrow morning now, the president has spoken, and the Guineans now withdraw and the retreat. You think it will happen? You think how long we're going to go? But the president spoke as commander-in-chief. When you heard there's something, bam, 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 the president spoke as commander-in-chief. Was he forceful? Was he convincing? Rosemary, let's take calls from Liberia.
Good evening, your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, I'm Siliki Kuman, coming also name is Siliki.
All right, let's hear you.
You know, the president keep the power lie, they still lie. They're taking risks with our life in this country. They don't want to be bold and tell the truth. They are lying to us. We saw the thing on street now. What's going on in Guinea? The Guinea authority have brought the security forces there. Now they got the immigration. Then they are telling what everything is cool. Then it's like this is Nima Siliki calling again. God bless.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's go to the next caller. Good evening, your name and where are you calling from?
How you doing, sir?
Good evening, your name and where are you calling from?
This is the Common Board channel. My name is COP Willie. I serve as socially the support.
All right, let's hear you quickly.
Thank you very much. The last time I called and I gave President Boakai Manon Skin when we were getting 100 and all those grades. And I told the Prince that I gave him Manon Skin because there were a lot of questions surrounding the negotiation that the Liberian needed to know the answer to, and they were not giving the answer. One of the questions is, number one, how can somebody be a party to a conflict? They're not putting themselves as presiding. When you're talking about a solution to the problem, the name part of the problem, they made a name on presiding. They set on to solve the problem. Can I give a solution there? Number two, I said that BK interpret.
All right, thank you. Let's go to the Lone Star line. Good evening, your name and where are you calling from? Good evening, your name and where are you calling from? Good evening, your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good evening, my sister. How you doing this evening?
I'm fine. Your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Erickson Beef. I'm calling from Sing Labrador, Love Labrador, and Bill Labrador.
Okay, let's hear you quickly.
My sister, I'm congrats the president for getting that great speech today. A football, the president will talk. I leave talk and make with the selection to come today.
What do you make about the speech?
Yeah?
What do you make of the speech?
It was okay, but we are praying. That's what made us to come down.
Okay, all right, thank you. Let's go to the next caller. Good evening, your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good evening. This is Ben Jackson. I made a member of the intellectual.
All right, let's hear you.
Thank you. For me, I didn't know the president. I think it's so well to be friends. And let me say this. We will not mind those that in America, like I get in Liberia, only living on taxpayer money by president. We are giving money.
Good evening, your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening, America. Calling from.
All right, let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, this year we carry COD to cool down now. This is not propaganda time. People should not be judging our people. Our family are in Lofa and they don't have places to go. But then COD here, they see live election time. They still saying on radio, I beg you, that the president try to send the army to go and represent us to that border. After the immigration are there, nothing they have to prevent or to defend or water.
Okay, thank you very much.
Go there.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to the next caller. Good evening, your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good evening. I am calling from Pizza.
All right, let's hear you.
Yes, thank you ever so much. What I got to say about the president's speech, the president spoke well. Actually, you can see security issues going on, then people want the duty. So they will tell you, to make people to come down, but they will not tell you duty. But the what the politicians want for it to happen. The cabinet started in America there. So, but please move on.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening, your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Robert P. Howard. This is Robert Ngune.
Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, what in my mind tonight? I work for.
What do you make about this? The president's speech.
He spoke well. So my concern is I work for the.
Okay. Good evening. Your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Good evening. Your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the and what?
Okay, let's hear you quickly. What do you make of the president's speech?
Yeah, the speech is not bad. You know, have to do everything with procedure. Can't go rush. When we rushing, maybe it will spark up violence. So let the president take the way in doing this so we can find a peaceful way to hammer out everything.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's go to the orange line. Good evening. Your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you very much. This is Peter Sa. I joined from Sokoto to Shufu.
All right, quickly, Peter. What do you make of the speech?
On the speech, when a leader speech, he should give hope. But the speech did not give hope to the people who left from their villages in Lofa County that have been displaced. Nobody as of yet from Lofa who have been displaced know what will happen tomorrow or the day after. They were left in limbo because their leaders spoke and they didn't give them hope as to what their future would be. So I'm disappointed in the president's speech.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's go to the next caller. Good evening. Your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the oral. My name is Theo.
All right, let's hear you.
Yeah, what I mean by the president's speech is that the president's hotel was the main reason what led to the Guineans coming to our country to take the land. It must be a reason. They didn't tell the reason that led to this Guinean today on our land.
All right. Thank you very much. Good evening. Your name and where are you calling from?
How are you, sir?
Your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, thank God somebody the United Party.
All right, let's hear you quickly.
Thank you so much.
Let's go straight to the point, please.
Thank you. Yeah, thank God that the president of the republic spoke well. Now, why the court president, why the enemy were playing court in the run? Now, the will not be punished. Nothing will happen. Everything will be no control. And the Kenyan president Dumia, we were peace to you. We need peace. Emmanuel New York. We need peace. Please take your proof on that border. War is not good. We're praying for war. President spoke well where the enemy was carrying it. I need honorable listen. That I wanted the president in our heart. I want my own power of preaching for our heart. Yeah, okay. It doesn't represent to control this return. You call yourself lawmaker. Wait for talking.
Thank you very much, Rosemary. We have enough time. Let's run through.
Good evening. Your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good evening.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, my sister. This is the voice of Sabu Rasta. I'm joining you from Point 4 of Zimbabwe.
Okay, let's hear you. What do you make of the president's speech?
It was better, my sister. Let me tell you something, right? It was better the president didn't even speak to that, to even say him come and speak. Nothing I make on the president. All what is happening today, nothing the president even addressed. Look, my sister, let me tell you, see, Dumia can't drink liquor. There's a whole month of Ramadan. Dumia fasting. But we want to know the root cause of this thing. That's what the people kind of tell us, oh, we in control, this, that, nothing is belated. That's belated. We want to know the cause of the problem. As we were told that they are companies that are working on that robot. For bigger enterprise and the president told that they investigate. What are they investigating? So we need to know. They can't clutter that people and start having for all. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Good evening. Your name and where are you calling from? Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah,
Can we take another call? That person has to talk, please.
Okay, good evening. Where are you calling from? All right, let's hear you quickly.
What the president made, the president blessed it, not in Grenadier. But in Grenadier, there are different things. But before even the president can, they were hearing the news. I think they're making food.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's go to the next line. Good evening. Your name and where are you calling from? Good evening. Your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good evening. Let me say that you said that me and America, when I feel I would say, yeah, begin to get nothing like bro, see one try about how they call it like bro, pull him on like bro.
Good evening. Your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good evening. My name is Emmanuel Kano Jr. I'm so disappointed in the president speak contest today.
Thank you very much, Rosemary. We want to say thanks to all of you for joining us. Again, we'll do our best to upload this. I believe it is uploaded now. If not, we want to welcome Dr. Richardson, Dr. Emmanuel George. It's good to see you guys in the studio joining us. The president spoke today. If you didn't listen, we'll play. It's under 10 minutes, but I'm trying to take. But I gotta play the national anthem, whatever play along. I want to say to all of you, now the Liberian people are responding to what they believe that. Listen, they're giving their own views. If you take away your partisan hat, what do you make of the president's speech? We'll call our reporter at the border. He will bring us up to date. Today, what is happening at the border? Today, right now, he will tell you. Did the president's speech change anything? Will it change anything? Let's welcome Dr. Richardson and Dr. George. Dr. Richardson?
Yeah, thank you very much. Rosemary, I like how you rocking your hair like that. I just wanted to say that. I also want to welcome all of our audience. And
Who over there seeing hairstyle today?
what? Yeah, where they see hairstyle. Okay, we're going to get serious because Tintin look at me like, talk. Okay. This is serious, as we said yesterday. It's alarming. I would like to thoroughly digest the president's speech, and I'm glad that you're going to be playing it. But I just want to say that for some of the people who called, a lot of them felt like first the president's speech should have given them a reason why the people in Guinea are invading or encouraging or encroaching on our land. Why are they encroaching in Liberia? Because in the communication that was issued yesterday by the information ministry, it said that they were investigating sand mining. And some people felt like that when the president spoke today, he didn't cover that well enough. He didn't elaborate on what the investigation was about. We've been calling for the president to speak. I particularly have been calling for the president to speak to the nation. And one of the things that I was calling for primarily, someone who has the background in human behavior, is to encourage hope and empathy and trust in the government. Those are the words that we use in my business, okay? I wanted the people of Solomon, of Foya, Lofa County, to be hopeful that they will be able to rest and feel content instead of just picking up their bundle on their head and running all over the place because the Guineans are coming, the Guinean military is coming. I wanted the president to build trust so that, you can give us a feeling of trust and faith in our government. That's what I wanted. But apparently the president fell short on that, and he's still banking on diplomacy, whether soft diplomacy or hard diplomacy. We can ask for diplomacy all we want, but if the president of Guinea, the president of Guinea doesn't feel that way, what are we going to do? We can want diplomacy all we want, but if he feels like he needs to take Liberia, we have to find other strategies, okay? And diplomacy, yes, but we have to have diplomacy plus something else. So thank you, Stanton.
Dr. Richardson, thank you very much. Thank you a lot, Dr. Richardson. It's good to have you on. Emmanuel George, Dr. George, let's hear you.
Yes, and good evening to you, Dr. Richardson, Jacob Jada, Kev, 1212, and Wilfred Russell. Also, good evening to those of you who are listening to us on Facebook, YouTube, and the various radio and television stations in Liberia. So, Stanton, let me first of all thank the President of the Republic of Liberia for answering our calls and listening to us to address the nation about this issue of concern at our border. I want to congratulate the president for coming up and speaking to us. The speech appears okay, but there are several things that the president had in his speech that are still concerning. He says we are responsibly managing the situation, and it depends on what that definition of responsibly is, because as of the last time I checked, the Guinean soldiers were still on our territory. He says that he shares with us that there have been a lot of interest from our regional and international partners that have called into the Liberian government to ask for constraint. So we definitely know that the whole issue of constraint is not only at the part of the Liberian government, but our international partners are also speaking to the government, which is great. He says that they will pursue a peaceful resolution, and that is not a sign of weakness, but it's a sign of strength. And that is true. Being peaceful is not a sign of weakness, and looking for a resolution to a peaceful situation is not a sign of weakness. So the president spoke to that, and I think if I look at my notes well, he wants us to focus on what we are doing in Liberia. Be that as it may, there are about 8,000 Liberians in 33 sub-units in Solumba that are living in fear right now, and those people were not encouraged by the speech that was shared. Many have talked about the reasons of the soldiers. The president did not speak to the fact that he went to Guinea and came back, and there was an incursion immediately after his trip to Guinea. And finally, I know the president addressed the nation and is great, but I think the handle of the president, if this is a pre-recorded speech, they should have seen it fast and brought the president back to encourage him to look in the cameras. Because when people feel you when you look in the cameras, the president spent 90% of his time looking down the paper, and he didn't seem to be very much interested in his speech. There was no, maybe that's his character, his personality, but there was no strength in his speech. It was just one of those lazy speech that have to be given because they have to be given. I hope next time the handlers will help the president to put some strength in his voice when he's giving his speech, and to look in the camera when he's speaking. He's speaking to the nation on a serious situation like this one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. George. Russell, welcome to the show. It's good to have you. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Thank you, Stanton. It's great being here. Whenever I come here, Stanton, one of the things that excites me so much and motivates me to come on here, in addition to sharing my insight and contributing my quota towards the development of our country and contributing to the discourse and all of that, is to see my beautiful cousin-in-law. I mean, look at her hairstyle.
Russell, we are having a serious conversation here. You can't do this on CNN, brother. Yeah, but let's see what the conversation back.
I say hi to her.
Yeah, but let's see what the conversation, my man. Yeah. The president spoke. You told me your beautiful sister-in-law.
I don't jealousy that your middle name. But no, I started great being here and great seeing you all, Jacob, Hassan, Kev Hassan, 1-2T12, and Dr. George, and of course to all of the listeners and viewers. Excited to be here again to contribute to this. I mean, I thought that the president did a good thing. I thought his speech was good. The other part of the cosmetics of it, I think people just wanted to hear from the president. I mean, the cosmetics of it, we can talk about that. They can work on that. Maybe the government need to invest in a teleprompter, and those are pretty cheap. You can easily get a teleprompter. But the substance of the speech, I thought it was great, Stanton. So I thought it was great.
Thank you very much, Russell. Thank you a lot. Thanks to all of you. Again, we play this, like I said. So while we have a full host now, everybody will have to contribute. Let me start with Jacob. Jacob, we have everybody we said we're ready to rock and roll. It's 9:26 in Liberia, 5:26 here Eastern Time, New York time, the USA. It's only fair to say President Joseph Yuma Boakai addressed the nation today concerning the border issue. We will be calling our journalists at the border And like I said, Diamond and the crew will be going to, they will visit the border for 3 days to bring us update of happenings at the borders. We want to say to all of you, if we talk about the border, it's not only the Sonoma, it's a long terrain, a vast area. But I want to say though, what you heard today from Mr. President, the Commander in Chief, while we have foreign troops on the Liberian soil, Jacob.
Yes, foreign troop on Liberian soil. We've been deliberating on this matter now for the last 3 days or more, and we still have foreign troops on Liberian soil. And as far as we can see, and given the president's speech, the speech kind of fell short of really being direct in terms of strategy, how we're going to solve this matter. We have a issue on our hand here, and it's a practical issue, you know, and a neighboring country, foreign country on Liberian soil, and we see them establishing their foothold more and more rather than some kind of withdrawal strategy, you know, bringing civil administration, bringing custom and all of that, and kind of redrawing the map of our country again in a really interesting way. So that is the issue we have now. Now, the only single entity in this country that has the legal and legitimate task of resolving that matter is the government of the Republic of Liberia. We are citizens, so we've turned out authority over to the government to deal with that situation. But have the government been able to solve that situation? Not yet. We have not seen results from all the work that have gone into trying to resolve this matter on a diplomatic plane. However, so now I wanted to make one other point here, because as we try to look at what's happening in Northern Liberia, we have to look at grand scheme of things. You know, some of us who are students of international politics also we follow. You will understand that the global international landscape is changing and shifting very fast. Mark Carney, you know, at Davos talk about that. The whole question about the rule-based order, the United Nations, the ECOWAS, the institutions of ensuring regional cooperation, peace, and economic integration. The rule-based order today, as we speak, is under question because of different reasons I don't want to go into here. So we have to understand that fact as we prepare as a nation, not only looking at the Guinea situation, but as a matter of foreign policy strategy, as a matter of strategy, even on a domestic level. Because we're now seeing countries like, you know, our neighbor Guinea down there, other countries, other part of the region now, who think they have strong military capacity, they've built that capacity over the years, throwing their weights around and annexing parts of neighboring countries for themselves. And we see these scenarios in different places. So it is not unique to Liberia, right? We see the West African region happening, we see it happening in other parts of the world. Now, do we need to educate ourselves with that kind of changing dynamic we see and prepare ourselves appropriately using the right tools to be able to prepare ourselves as a country? We need to do that. Because if we don't do that, then I mean we're moving blindly. That means we're not following what is going on. And everything we know today is centered. I would suggest we have to go back to the regional bloc, and that's ECOWAS. We have to be able to build our capacity of deterrence on the ground so that while we try to achieve action diplomatically, I will always go for that. Let's pursue that round. But we also have to be able to build domestic capabilities to be able to serve as a deterrence for people who want to throw their weight around. We can rule that out.
Thank you. But again, though, let me bring Kev in. Kev, let's hear you. It's important also that this whole thing that up and down here, you know, everybody will say their own, but it's just very clear that the feeling, you're a strong opposition, or we are sharing. Well, how are you feeling right now?
For me, to be honest with you, let me be honest, I'm not feeling anything. I'm not feeling anything because I expected this. You cannot give a country to a something-year-old man a post-war country. You cannot. You cannot. And I can say this clearly. If you thought that the CDC was not your choice, you have another choice, which is Mr. Cummings. But when you do this and give the country to over 80-year-old man, you will run the country into this. Because the world is different now. It happening in Europe, other and powerful country taking over a powerful country. Things are happening now. You need a strong leader. You cannot do this to the Liberian people. You know, it's so sad that election is about 3 years away from now. The people are going to suffer more. So it's not strange to me because I expected this. I expected the country to go in a different direction because we said it. So I'm not feeling anything. The only thing I'm worried about is the devastation of our people. When some of us put on Facebook that attack this is coming back, and then a lot of people say, "Oh, you wish him back," but because of we know that Jose Imam Boakai, he don't have that kind of a modern world that we living in now and understand what's going on. He doesn't. He doesn't. He don't get it. He only said because like I said, because of you and you beat on it to satisfy you. So he came out with outdated press conference. The press conference that he should have given day one. We are talking about the current situation. So what that tells you, he don't care about the current situation. He's not there. He's not up to date. But what they sitting in the room talking, they're talking different things. Different things. So it's not strange to me. It's not strange to me. I expected that. And let me say this, Stanton. More the kind of days will come. More days will come. The Liberian people need to brace themselves and get ready for tough days to come.
Thank you very much. So we have one, two. Let's hear you, and we'll bring in Emmanuel Josh. Then I think we have the clip ready to play. One, two. Let's hear you.
Yeah, see you. Another critical outlook about the whole situation is the fact that we must think about strengthening our security sector, and I think part of the concern here is if we have, I'm very concerned. Is the same situation happening to Sierra Leone since the negotiation? These are the kind of questions we had to put a piece because Liberia went to a tripartite discussion with Sierra Leone, of Guinea, and us, Liberia. So in that concern, we must investigate. Since the situation, I haven't heard anything from Sierra Leone saying that Guinea is trespassing their border after the discussion. So does it mean that we haven't done some basic fundamental after the discussion? These are the kind of question I'm very much interested in asking the president. Unfortunately, the president did not respond to that. And this is important. And we're not being partisan here. We support the government. We want the best resolution possible. And I know for sure every Liberian at this moment is extremely patriotic, because obviously the country comes first in this kind of scenario. The two things I see here, one is we don't want to go back to war. We've seen war. We know what it is. I mean, we have better resilience than Guineans in terms of war because we've seen it, we live it for years, and we know what it takes when a country goes into a devastating conflict. And nobody is advocating for that in any way possible. While it's true, we must also demonstrate some strength and restraint in this kind of situation. Because what we're seeing here is that Guinea is taking advantage of our patience. Guinea is taking advantage of our lack of leadership. Guinea is taking advantage of our lack of stern, foundational tolerance to say we have zero tolerance for this, we have zero tolerance for this. So again, we have a lot of cards on our table. I said this the last time, that Liberia may not have the military, spending as Guinea, but we have a lot of things. We have the bilateral and diplomatic card. And when we say we are playing the diplomatic way, I've always asked, what card are we using? We have the UN Security Council. if there is an immediate resolution where at the end of the resolution, one party trespass the resolution and encroach on another party border, that's a violation according to the UN Charter. We must register a case according to the UN Charter that Guinea is blatantly violating our sovereignty. That is a position we can take. We must take that position to the AU. We must take that position to the ECOWAS. Just having a conversation between three party or state or coming with some kind of resolution does not mean we'll have a solution in this scenario. At this point in time, we're asking the president to do more than delivering a speech. Liberians in the diaspora are also very concerned. Right now on Spoon tonight, Stanton, you have more calls on the Liberians in the diaspora. In as much they are showing solidarity, they are also concerned. What steps are we taking to ensure that we won't allow this kind of violation on our sovereignty continue to go on? So we support the government, but we must ask the government difficult conversation. What's the situation? And every Liberian right now is requiring what's the situation, what's happening, what is gaining demand, and what step can we take. I'm very glad that Spoon sent a reporter to the border. And Stanton, thank you so much for taking that step forward, and I appreciate that. At least to some extent, we'll have some independent, journalistic reportage on the entire situation in Guinea, and I'm looking forward to see what that will be.
Thank you very much. Emmanuel, I don't want us to repeat ourselves so often. We will play this just from the phone because I don't know whether Rosemary have it ready, Rosemary. But it is important, those people that are just coming on, for them to listen. And it is also important for us to go through this line by line. We are seeing something, Emmanuel, that is concerning. We know that we have a problem, and the problem is at the border. Nobody will argue with that. We know that the guys are staying there currently as we speak. Do you think the president's speech today changed anything?
Well, the president's speech reassures us as Liberians that there is diplomatic negotiation going on behind the scene. The president is fully aware of the presence of Guinean soldiers in Liberia. I hope the way I'm saying the president, I don't sound like I'm speaking on behalf of the government, but the president is fully aware that there is a presence of Guinean soldiers on Liberian soil. I think the president, what is in the president's mind is that it is better to continue the diplomatic negotiation. It is better to have the Guineans peacefully leave our territory than to engage them or to take a belligerent stance, as was done by the Weah government when Doumbouya had his coup, and the Weah government was not interested in that coup, supported ECOWAS stance, and Liberia took a strong stance on that on the coup in Guinea. In fact, at a point of time, strongly backing the President Alpha Condé. But in the mind of President Boakai, he believed that we can resolve this issue diplomatically. So if you look at it from that level, the president's speech was speaking to that. What the president may and his handlers are failing to realize is, just speaking back from what Jacob said, the international community is switching from the rule-based order, respect for international law, to strong men making statements in different parts of the world. Whether you talk about Putin invading Ukraine, the United States of America going into Venezuela and the situation in Iran, or you're looking at Selassie going into Eritrea, Kagame taking a stance against Democratic Republic of Congo. We have strong men in the world, and unfortunately, it appears that Doumbouya has a strong respect for Kagame and the stance he takes, and perhaps he's trying to get a playbook from that. But again, our president believes in diplomacy, and I think it's the best way to it. But we as a country also should be taking a stance in ensuring that Liberian people feel comfortable. The challenge I have with the speech is the presentation, the cosmetic, as my brother Wayfair Ross always say. The presentation. The president appears tired. He appears weak. He appears weary. He refused to look in the camera throughout. I think he looked in the camera once or twice throughout the speech. And that those of us who watch him who is watching him on television or is watching him on YouTube or Facebook, we feel challenged as to where the president wants to take us. If you are not listening to the lyrics to the words of the speech, and you're looking at the president himself, you feel challenged that you're not seeing a president who is strong, encouraging you to be strong.
Russell, let us end with you. We got to take something away from this speech, though. Russell, the people at the border, you cannot deny it. They are there. The people brought in the custom and border patrol force. The people brought in the immigration. Not on their side, on the Liberian people's side. They came into Liberia and put the line of demarcation and asking the market women then to continue with the normal businesses. Whether they will pay taxes to them, custom taxes and duties. But the president is reassuring Liberians, saying, hey, it will be okay. We do not have to use the gun. It will be okay. So the Liberian people say, okay, Mr. President has spoken. Let's wait and see. Do you think this wait and see will achieve? And if we wait, and how long should we wait? How long will we wait? Russell, what do you think here?
You know, Stanton, I mean, one of the things I like to remind folks is that diplomacy is a painstaking job. So this is not something that you have to rush into, because you're talking about, a violence that, it could potentially lead to violence. So we have to be level-headed, but very methodical in our approach. Okay. And I applaud the efforts that are being made by the president and his government. He can do a little bit more, but I think, this is good, Stanton. We have to continue the diplomatic route. The provocation, if we fall for this provocation, we will get into a situation that we may not be able to handle. So doesn't matter, right now, if we, our traditional ally or traditional, partner, our stepfather, the United States, is bogged down with a lot of serious issues, in the Middle East, in Afghanistan, and now there are rumblings going on in Cuba. So, we can't rely on supporter efforts by from the U.S. But what we could do is to engage the U.S. for the U.S. to engage France, because France has a lot of sway over this president in Guinea. But I will just continue to say, in as much as it's an ego thing. I mean, everybody, okay, let's, all of this bluster is not going to take us anywhere. We can, and we should maintain and continue this diplomatic route while we're beefing up all of the other things that we need to beef up as far as our security is concerned. I mean, this is not a time, for me at least, to be beating on the government and lambasting the government.
How long you think the people? So Russell, I understand something here, right? And I like the way you're going, and this is fair. We can have this conversation. People are displaced, Russell. People are moving, Russell. People scared like hell. Children are not in school. They have to relocate themselves. You are saying we should be patient, and I agree with you that the president and his team, they are working. How long, Russell? When will this patience run out? After everything, the president came, the president spoke today, because we asked the president to speak. You think that something, should the president and the government be moved give us more, give the Liberian people more to increase our hope and belief that this government is negotiating on behalf of the Liberian people? But the president said it would be okay. For how long?
Well,
The people want to know. The people, they are eager for more. Nobody calling for war. But imagine, Russell, let me remind you now, looking at these images, right? These photos that are coming up. People are packing the things to leave. People are concerned that you have immigration at the border instead of the AFL. The president came out with a statement and said, hey, BK, you'll be investigated. Hey, what kind of investigation? So that same money the people coming for now. So more need to be put out there. But people say, hey, that's security, national security issue. We should it. But then why you allow the president to speak? And the president can say, yeah, we're working. We know you're working. You weren't getting it. We know you're talking to ECOWAS and folks in the region. But you think the president fell short? Or you think the president did exactly what any leader will be doing today to stir hope? And you think the people are hopeful after the president's speech tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's good, Stanton, that the president heard us, heard our cry, and I'm sure heard the cries of a lot of Liberians to come up and say something, and he did. To comfort people, to reassure them, and that's a good thing. Like I've said, before while talking about this topic, that there has to be a carrot and a stick type approach to this. While we are using and employing the diplomatic route, but at the same time, we should be, it doesn't have to be in the public glare, but at the same time, we need to be beefing up, our security force, our force that will be sent to the border, and strengthening that. I mean, if you look at all of the different numbers and all of the different indicators, we cannot afford to let this situation escalate into a warring type situation. I mean, what the president is doing, I support that. It is all of this sort of bellicose rhetoric and beating chest and all of that. It is not necessary at this time, because if you look at it, even on paper, I mean, we look at the numbers, how big Guinea is compared to Nigeria, how big Guinea is compared to Liberia. If you look at all of the different numbers, I mean, when we know we're there. So pound for pound, it's not going to serve us right. But that doesn't mean that we should capitulate, right? I understand that. That doesn't mean that we should be kissing up to the Guinean. We should stand up.
Do you think, real quick, we got to go. Do you think if people wake up tomorrow morning and Guineans stay at our border, it just crippled the president's speech? It just say, well, the president spoke for nothing?
No, what I think, Stanton, at this time, it would be a good thing for the president or the people around him. I mean, the sad thing is that many people around the president, I'm not talking about, Mr. Woods, because and some of them, but there are many people around the president that are not serving him right. They're not doing right by him, So that, that's pretty clear. But even if we were to get up tomorrow and see the Guineans there and the Guineans, advancing or doing anything, I mean, Stanton, this guy is just being a schoolyard bully. It's just a pure provocation that we should not allow ourselves to respond to, and this stuff could get out of hand. So we should maintain. And I will continue to say that the president folks need to come out and keep informing the public and keep giving us information and keep reassuring the public, until we can resolve this issue.
Thank you. We're going to welcome
all the way.
Thank you. Let's welcome Ashley. Joe, Ashley, it's good to see you. You're not driving, right, Ashley? Your safety is very important here. I believe you park your car just to get it straight. Ashley, it's very important that we have this conversation. The president spoke today. A lot of people are concerned I don't know what were you expecting. If you didn't listen to it, I'm going to play it on my phone because uploading it is over 10 minutes. It giving us hard time. So I will play it from my phone. But let me bring you in quickly. Let me bring you in quickly. Talk to us. What's your takeaway from what the president said today?
Well, thank you. Hi, everyone. So, just to be clear, the president did not actually speak today. The president reiterated what was said yesterday. I listened to the president's speech. The president basically restated things from the press statement that the Ministry of Information put out. And let's point out one key details. It was yesterday's press release when the government informed us that the movement of the soldiers we were seeing were part of the operational process for withdrawal. It's going to 48 hours. The Guineans are still there. In the yesterday's press release, the government informed us that when they saw the army, they reached out to their counterparts in Guinea, and the Guinean leadership informed them that they have ordered the withdrawal of the troops. That was exactly what the president restated. The fact that the government's statement yesterday wasn't truth can't help me to see any reason why the very same government statement today is truth. So I don't know where this issue of diplomacy comes from. I know no one on the show will ever call for Liberia to go to war against anyone. But is diplomacy the requisite for not protecting your country? Why is protecting your country being seen as a bad thing and that only diplomacy should work? As a country in its own, you undertake diplomatic issues every day. That does not mean you shouldn't get AFL. So if you think the only thing Liberia needs to do in such cases is diplomacy and nothing else, why do you have AFL? What is the AFL doing there? I thought the AFL is there to defend the country, not in war, but to protect the sovereignty of the state. I don't see any reason whatsoever why AFL soldiers, for instance, cannot be to the border while the government is engaging their counterpart. And I will end with this also. I know Stanton don't like all to say it, but these are things that we gathered from the government itself. So it is important we put it out there. The government's effort at diplomacy needs to be fair to the country. We consistently keep on hearing that those who should be leading the diplomatic charge are not given a full platform. This will continue to hurt the government's effort. If you take Nimale, who is the sole reason why Guineans are doing all of the things against Liberia today to be the ones spearheading the diplomatic effort, and you start learning the foreign minister who should be the one doing it, you will have a problem. And this is the exact reason why you see things going on. I know the foreign minister, for instance, will not come on public platform and say, oh,
Asa, you having a bad connection, Asa. You're having a bad connection. Sorry. I'm going to bring in a reporter from the border. It's very important for us to hear him. Asa, if you reconnect, hopefully we can bring you back. Again, thank you for joining us. We just want you to give us updates from the border. Let us know exactly as of today. Can you walk away from the music, or can you go somewhere quiet, please? Yeah, I'm begging you. We got all the bad feedback from your end. I know it's late. Please. All right. So we will be speaking to the the reporter. Like I said, Diamond and his team will be going to the border. They will be speaking to us for a couple of days. It will be very important. They will be bringing us update along with our reporter at the border. As of today, Jacob, what actually happened? When President Boakai came up to speak, where were the Guinean troops? What's their activities there? What was our own, national security folks? Let's hear from the reporter that there. The man born there, he lived there, he's there. You know the terrain. We even want to go into Guinea, from the Guinea end, to ask, because the Guinean, on their end, with the immigration area, they have a whole area there that have a lot of military men as well from the Guinea end. So check out where they coming from. We want to understand, and we are asking to enter Guinea from the Guinea side and ask some questions. So we do a lot of work for the Liberian people to understand the mindset of what's going on in Guinea. Why are they in Liberia? What are they doing? What the government do diplomacy? We got to bring the people the fresh news. Are you ready? All right. So bring us up to speed. It's good that you're joining us. Again, can you just call your name? Where in Lofa right now are you joining us from?
Good evening to the school FM and good evening to Lofa County, the poor Lofa. Good evening to Liberia and good evening to the rest of the world. Joseph, I am joining you from Foya. I'm back to Foya.
All right. So how was the border, the area that the Guinean occupied? Are they there right now as we speak? What's the activities? Give us update, please.
Well, today, this morning, I left from here and went to the border, and then the superintendent, as usual, the superintendent of Lofa County, the development superintendent of Foya Statutory Districts, the Solomba Township Commissioner were also there. The 102 of Liberian National Police was there. Director Satu of Liberian Immigration were also there. The ERU, the Immigration, the PSU, they were all there. This morning, because they could not allow us to go to the border because the place is risky. So we sent a representation after the meeting to ascertain as to what unfolding today as to whether they're going back or not. So when we sent the representation there, they came back to us with the news that if we want to get any information as usual, we should go to how do you call the place? We should go to Gigedu. We call the subprefecture from Gigedu to get the information. But as far as they are concerned, they are there. And while they are there, but the other day, yesterday, they brought their how they call it, the immigration, the custom officers, the soldiers are all there. Even the Kino pedals, they came across here.
Let me hold you there. You said who brought their custom officer? Who? Guinea or Liberia? You got to.
The Guinean brought all their crew, as the entire government there. So they told us that okay, the border is open. The border is open. As for them, they now close the border. So they give us the message that we also should open the border so that our women from this side here can cross and they go do their market and come back. So the superintendent and then they wanted to look into it and see, but how can we send our people to across to Guinea when you are sitting to our land with arm and ammunition, and then you're telling us to open the border? So there's one or two look at it and say, no, this border is officially closed. And it will remain closed until everything is settled, until you go back to your land. Then, if you want any discussion now, then we can discuss. So, from that point, in fact, the decision was made the security, we want to do, you are very drastic about it. From now on, no more interacting with you guys, no more talking to you because you feel like we are begging you. We are not going to beg you. In fact, no representation from us are going to engage you any longer. That's how some of us left, and then I left. I came on the side. But as present, they are there. They are not working. They are staying to our side. But those flights have been hosted. Nothing.
So
no activities have been taken place. Like crossing to Guinea. No, nobody crossing. Absolutely nobody crossing.
And you are saying that the Guineans, as of this morning, they are still on the Liberian soil. They are still on the Liberian land, correct?
Yes, yes.
Are they stopping journalists from going to engage the Guineans troop?
You know, the security from here, I mean, 102, for security reason, because we engaged them yesterday. You know that we engaged them yesterday. The first time we engaged them, we interacted. Okay, we came back. One time, we could not allow the media, so they sent representation there to go engage them as to whether they are going back. They told us plain blame that they will not go back. They remain there. The order that are standing there, if the order say they should go back, they will go back. So today again, that's the second time. So today it was the third time. So we send representation there. It's the same thing that they will not go back. They remain there until if you want for any communication or any talk, we should call the supervisory from Gegedu to know as to why they crossed there. So the other message they send is that if our women want to go and buy their market, they should go and buy their market.
Who sent that message? If you say they, who they?
The Guinean security. The Guinean security send that message to the Liberian security that their border is open. So the question that I wanted to ask is, well, how your border will be open, and then your own side with your arm. Is it our border? Your custom officials are all on this side with you guys. Is it the border open? We should send our citizens to go and interact. So it was very, very bad. And then they wanted to say, okay, since maybe you feel like we are begging you or we are stupid. Sorry for the expression, but we are not going to send anybody to you guys again until you go back to your area, you go back across, and then we will try and then handle it the right way.
Guys, you have questions? These are the updates as of today from the border. If you talk about the border, how far is the national security, the joint security, how far are they from where the Guineans are?
It's not true. You can stand to the immigration checkpoint and see all the way to the river bank.
And you can see the Guinean soldiers.
Yes.
Who is occupying the place where the Liberian young men then posted the flag? Who get that spot? They put the flag up.
The Guinean.
The Guinean got that spot?
They play that the flag, the citizen hosted the flag before.
Yes. Who
the play you talking about?
Yeah, who is occupying that spot right now?
The Guinean.
Oh.
The river bank, yes.
Oh, so the Guineans took over that place. They capture it.
Yeah, to the river bank, yes.
Can I say they capture it? Is that a real word to say they capture it, or they just take it? Which one?
They occupy it. I don't know whether they capture or occupy this place. I don't know.
Okay, listen. Again, I beg you. Let's see whether the guys have questions for you. But we'll say again, you try tomorrow to bring us more updates. This is very serious. So whether occupy, whether capture, whether taking over, whatever way you term it, where they hosted the flag, the young men saluted that flag. He is saying the Guineans took over. Now, Richardson, you got anything to say?
Yes. My question to you is very similar to what Stanton asked us as panelists. Can you tell us since you had the opportunity to listen to the president's speech, do you think his speech changed the morale of people in the area or changed anything in terms of the positions of the military in the area?
Well, because the president just gave the nation address just 8 o'clock. It is that nobody, no civilian would tell as to whether they change the position of the security of Guinean security or Liberian security. I am not there now. I can tell. I am in Foya because of the distance and then the security risk. I am not there. I can't speak to that.
How about the general morale?
I can speak to that.
How about the general morale of the people in Foya?
Yeah, they listened to the president address. They were happy. The president urging us to keep, especially some of us that are around the border, to keep calm, that they look into it to resolve the problem that between us and Guinea. We are calm, and then the people are happy of the president address the evening, especially Foya, the people from Foya. I don't know about the people from the Bulos because I'm far distant, but we receive it in a very happy way.
Have you ever asked why 1 or 2 is at the border from the Liberian National Police instead of the AFL? Why do you think AFL not at the border? What are you hearing?
Well, because the other day, the first person that met us from the security side was 102, and later on, Director Satu came. But we have not asked as to why the AFL are not to the border. We have not asked. And maybe I don't know whether journalists, maybe the other correspondent may ask, but I have not asked as to why the AFL and AFL not to the border. I have not asked that.
Thank you. Do you have question for the reporter, Kev? No, excuse me, Jacob. Do you have any question?
Yes, I was going to ask about Foya. How's the atmosphere like in Foya? Is everyone calm? Do we have people just going by their normal business? I just want to find out that. That's all.
Yeah, the atmosphere is very calm. Everybody going by their normal businesses. Everybody doing what they can do because the farming season is approaching. Only those that are around the border there, around the villages that are around the border there, are finding it very hard to go and do their brushing of the farm, to do their felling of trees, to see how best they can cultivate for this season. But as Foya is far from the border, so everything here is normal. Everybody going by their normal businesses, doing their normal things. So Foya is calm and peaceful.
Are there people moving? We saw videos and pictures of people moving from that area of the border. Are they still relocating?
Yeah, because the fear, people are still moving from border to come to Foya for safety. You know, the Guinean is still occupying the space where the occupiers, they gone down, they stay there. Can you imagine I think this is the second night, if I'm not mistaken. They are still there. If somebody tells security telling you that we are still here, we are not going anywhere until the order that brought us here tell us to go back, then we'll go back. So some of us, the rest of the villagers are getting afraid, so they're leaving only to go and get some food from the village and then come back. That's what they're doing until their situation can be resolved.
Good.
Let me ask you this: how far and the Guinean soldier into the Liberia territory? How far they are in, and how big is the border area? Is that village area? How far?
I don't know whether I get him correct, but they say how far the Guinean soldiers to the border. They are on the river bank where we hosted the flag day for one time. They are there. They are
Do
there.
you know how big is that area
Yeah.
you occupy? Do you know how big is that area is occupied? How many villages are in that area?
No, they have not occupied any village. You know, normally when people carry their goods, they keep it to the river bank, and then the Guinean women will cross. It's just like market, but it's not looking like my but where the people interact and people from Liberia they live, people from Golan, Vanyama, Foya, Bahon, they live where they have goods. On Tuesday, Wednesday, they get to the river bank there, and then the people from Guinea, marketeers, women from Guinea, they will leave and cross to Liberia, where they interact and buy, do their market right there. Then they will buy, the people from Guinea will buy, and then carry the goods across. Any tax from there is not, except you who now want to sell to them, you can cross and then go sell it to Gigidu. But if you want to sell it, or if you want to sell your goods to the river bank there, you can sell your goods to the river bank. Either you choose to come back to Liberia, or you continue to Guinea to go do your purchasing of other goods and then come.
Okay.
So it's not like somewhere like 1 acre, I can say.
Are the Guineans building anything? Are they constructing anything?
As for right now, no construction. We even asked that question this morning, those that went there, because they could not allow us to go, as whether they are constructing a place like shelter. We said no construction.
So where do they sleep?
You know, there's a very big Palau hut. I don't know who constructed the Palau hut. I don't know if the custom officer or whoever constructed that Palau hut. It's a very big Palau hut down there. And they get other marketeers goods over there that they always use to maybe to sleep or to use it as shelter.
Dr. Josh, you have a question?
Yes. And maybe you answered yesterday, but just for the listening public and your engagement with the superintendents and other people who have been speaking to the Guineans.
Can you please speak louder? Dr. Josh is on the phone.
Oh yeah, and those Guinean soldiers. Have the Guinean soldiers share with you the specific reasons why they are in Liberia, what their demands are, and what they are what will make them to move back to Guinea? Have they shared specific reasons?
I think I did that yes, last night. I will stay there again. Just today, maybe you didn't hear it. But this is why they told us that they cannot speak to a civilian. They cannot speak to a civilian. So if the civilian want to get any information as to why they cross here and why they are here, call the sub-prefecture in Guinea and the sub-prefecture in Guinea, in Gigidu, and then get the real information why they are here. So the superintendent from here to call the sub-prefecture in Gigidu to ascertain they are being on the ground of Liberia. They are not authorized to speak to.
Okay, I'm going to read to you paragraph 5 of the president's speech this evening, and I need you to tell me what you think about it, especially where you are. So in the 5th paragraph, the president says, I'm encouraged that the government of Guinea has issued instructions for its forces to return to their previous positions along the border. This is an important step towards de-escalation and demonstrate a shared recognition that peace and stability must always guide our actions. How do you respond to that line from the president?
That was also stated the meeting in Conakry, after the meeting, the chief of staff told the army to withdraw from the border, and then the next day, what we saw here is the crossing. Instead of withdrawing, is the crossing of the border. So I don't know as to how they will take this serious. Maybe they will take it serious or they will not take it serious. We will find out tomorrow. If they decide to leave, and then maybe the instruction from the higher up from Guinea-Bissau come to them say, okay, we have settled the issue. You can leave the border or you can leave the Liberian soil and come back to Guinea. We'll see tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
We, the citizen of Foya, we welcome the statement. And according to the president, he said we should be calm. The situation will be resolved. We are hoping and praying and looking forward to what he's saying.
Thank you very much. I want to say we do appreciate you. We will come back to you for any update again tomorrow. I know you will try to make your way to the border. We want to say thank you for representing us at that end. We do appreciate you.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah. So guys, I want us to run because we have listened enough, to what the reporter said here today. Yesterday, he said a lot. Welcome to the show, Fubi. The president addressed the nation. And if you look at what the president said, I'm going to just play it on my phone because we're having a little technical issue. We cannot upload it, but it will be fair enough for me to just play it directly from my phone. Let's listen quickly. All right, so let's listen quickly to what the president said today in his State of the Nation address. Somebody says, stand on, don't do that. That's State of the Nation. Let's listen.
My fellow Liberians, I address you today regarding the situation along our border with the Republic of Guinea. As President of the Republic and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Liberia, it is my duty to keep the Liberian people informed and to assure you that the peace and security of our nation remain my top priorities. In recent days, concerns have emerged as a result of development along parts of our shared border in the Solomba area, Foya District, Lufa County. These developments have understandably attracted not only our attention of our citizens living in the border communities, but also being sensitive to the opinion of wider Liberian public. I want to assure the Liberian people that our government has been fully engaged and is responsibly managing the situation with calm and determination. From the very
Fubi, let me bring you in. Paragraph number 2, you listen to what the president said. Fubi, our government responsibly managing with calm and, engaging and is responsibly managing the situation with calm and determination. What say you?
Okay. Yeah, good evening, everybody. I look forward to this show. No, I know you're limited to the second paragraph, but just listening to the president today, there's only one thing that I got from the president. We are not capable of managing the security of the country. As a nation, all that particular line, it's just for the sake of saying it to bring down. But I don't see the weight and the substance in that in regards to managing the situation and safeguarding the country. The country is at risk. The country is being exposed, and Liberia cannot do anything. So the best thing to do is to act like we're playing the safe card and be looking out for other nations to intervene. That's all we're doing. But Liberia cannot defend herself. Liberia is not capable of defending the nation. The security of the country is at risk, and we are exposed as a nation. And it should be a big concern to everybody. And people remain calm. Just pray God and say God, everybody for themselves, God for us. That's the situation we're in right now. The nation cannot protect our citizens, and it's a sad thing for the country. I don't care how the president can twist it, but that's the summary of the whole statement. We cannot protect ourselves as a country, and that should worry everybody, even those that sit in the executive mansion, the Capitol building, the judiciary, and the ordinary people. Everybody should be very concerned at this stage that Liberia is at risk security-wise. We cannot protect ourselves from any external factor, and that's a big concern that we should all be pay attention to right now. Thank you.
So thank you very much. We're going to just share the screen. But Dr. Richardson, if you look at the rest of the paragraph, let's talk about it. We have read it through and we'll play it. Go ahead, Rosemary, if you can. Rosemary, I'm sorry. If you can share, let's listen. Are you ready, Rosemary? Let's listen, Rosemary. We're not listening to anything, though.
It's on.
Can you increase the volume? Or that's it?
That's it. That's it. Should I forward it to the time he started speaking?
No, go ahead. It's fine. That's fine.
My fellow Liberians, I address you today regarding the situation along our border with the Republic of Guinea. As President of the Republic and Commander...
Is that how it was recorded, Rosemary? It's very low.
It is my duty.
Yes, that's how it was
The
recorded.
initial part of it was low.
Oh, okay.
That's how it was recorded. So I don't know. I don't know why it's low because all my volumes are
That's
loud.
fine. That's fine. We're
In
listening.
recent days, concerns have emerged as a result of development along parts of our shared border in the Solomba area, Foya district, Lufa County. These developments have understandably attracted not only our attention of our citizens living in the border community, but also being sensitive to the opinion of wider Liberian public. I want to assure the Liberian people that our government has been fully engaged and is responsibly managing the situation with calm and determination. From the very outset, the government of Liberia took immediate steps to de-escalate the situation by addressing it through peaceful diplomatic means. We have engaged directly with the government of Guinea to establish diplomatic channels. In addition, we have worked closely with our sister Republic of Sierra Leone within the framework of the Mana River Union to ensure that dialogue and cooperation guide our actions. Following these engagements, the leaders of Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone have reaffirmed our collective commitment to peace and stability along our shared borders. Through this understanding, all parties have agreed to work towards restoring the status quo and ensuring that our border communities continue to live in peace and uphold mutual respect and trust. I am encouraged that the government of Guinea has issued instruction for its forces to return to their previous positions along the border. This is an important step toward de-escalation and demonstrate a shared recognition that peace and stability must always guide our action. At the same time, our security institutions, including the armed forces of Liberia, the Liberian National Police, and other joint security agencies, remain vigilant and professional in carrying out their duties. They are working closely with the local authorities and communities to maintain calm while diplomatic efforts continue. I also wish to express my appreciation to the regional and international partners who have reached out in recent days to encourage restrained and peaceful engagement. Friends of Liberia across Africa and around the world, including leaders within the economic community of West African states,
I'm waiting for this to be
the
done.
AU,
Yeah, looks nice.
and other international
I want that shot.
partners
Yeah.
have conveyed
In Philadelphia, they just braided because
peaceful resolution of the
Saturday when we
situation.
go to go see Pierre in Florida.
Their messages of encouragement and
Guys, can we mute ourselves, please?
Liberia's standing in the community of nations and strengthen our collective resolve to pursue diplomacy and dialogue. Let me be clear to every Liberian. Our pursuit of peaceful resolution is not a sign of weakness, but rather a demonstration of strength. It is easy to fight, break down, and destroy. As our own journey has taught us, it is more difficult to recover and build. That is why the government is exploring every available avenue to resolve this matter peacefully. We will continue to rely on diplomacy, dialogue, and the mechanisms of regional cooperation to ensure that this issue is addressed responsibly and without conflict. Liberia has always been a nation that stands firmly for peace. Throughout our history, we have maintained cordial relations with our neighbors and have consistently chosen cooperation over confrontation. People of our three borders countries share deep cultural, family, and economic ties that must always be preserved. Liberia has not only maintained peace within its own border, but has also played a significant role in helping to bring peace to other nations. From our contribution to the Regional Peace Initiative to our active participation in international peacekeeping missions, Liberia has demonstrated that our country believes strongly in peaceful resolution to disputes. Today, As we manage the situation, we remain guided by those same principles. My fellow Liberians, while we understand and are encouraged by the deep demonstration of patriotism and unity, I call upon all citizens, especially those residing in our border community, to remain calm and law-abiding. I also urge our people to avoid spreading unverified information or rumors that may cause unnecessary anxiety. Let us allow our security authorities and diplomatic channels to do their work. Liberia is a peaceful nation, and the peace we enjoy today is the result of our collective sacrifice, reconciliation, and deep determination to reverse the past after many years of hardship. That peace is precious, and this government will do everything within its power to protect and preserve it. Let us remain confident, remain united, and remain committed to the values that define us as a nation. May God continue to bless Liberia and keep our nation in peace. Thank you.
This, that's it. That's it. That original words to you. Again, we play it. You listen to the president, body language, tune, the strength or weakness of the speech, the takeaway. Then what?
You know, I sort of resonate with the president because he is of the old order of the world. And I've said numerous times on this show that we're in the year 2026. So leaders kind of have to move up. They have to be able to utilize the technology and speak in the existence of this world. So I sort of can feel for him, okay? Well, as he speaks, whether it was on recording or whether it was delivered in person, that is not quite acceptable, okay, to today's world and today's way of thinking, the manner in which he delivered the speech, number one. Number two, as he was speaking, I wrote some notes, and I think we all are asking the same question. He said that we are responsibly managing the situation with calm and determination. How? I did not get that sense or that feeling. I don't think he elaborated on how he's responsibly managing the situation. People on this show have recommended to him, yes, we want you to continue to use your soft diplomacy because that's what you are used to. At the same time, we can bite and blow, we can chew gum and walk at the same time. Try implementing or strengthening our borders, okay? Because obviously you use soft diplomacy. We saw you visiting Guinea. We saw the invitation. We saw, and you are telling us based on the communication, you guys had a confirmation. You all confirmed that you commit yourself to a peaceful resolution, that the Guineans told us that they were going to return, that things are going to be peaceful. But yet and still, they are still there. Nothing changed since you spoke. Maybe something will change tomorrow. But I don't know, you didn't acknowledge that change, that it did not happen. So I don't know about if the Guinean president manipulated us when he talked about they were going to have a collective commitment to peace. Obviously, having the soldiers at the border is not a collective commitment to peace. Maybe it's a commitment on our part, Liberia part, which is well and good, that we want to commit to peace. You emphasize that we're a peace-loving country. Yes, we value peace, but It's one-sided. War involves more than one side. War involves more than one person. If the Guineans are saying to us that they want to come on our territory and take our territory, and we are saying that we want to be peace loving, how does that work? It doesn't work well. So we want to explore other avenues. Now, I heard Mr. Fobi talked yesterday. He said we can make this work. We can ask the legislature, and I'm going to include them, to decrease their salary so that we can find other necessary means, whether it's involving ECOWAS soldiers and paying them, whether it's involving some other soldiers from around the region and paying them, because we can no longer depend on our so-called stepfather, stepmother, or the United Nations. We cannot do that. We have to rely on ourselves. I want to take this one step further. You were able to find $10,000 to build a peace center, a peace conference in Foya. Wherever, however you found that money.
10 million, Dr. Richardson.
10 million.
Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you. Yes, 10 million. So however and wherever you found that money, you can find it again. You said that you are exploring every peaceful available avenue in your speech. Can you tell the Liberian people how are you exploring this peaceful available avenue? You didn't say that. One of the things that you are getting criticized for right now, Mr. Boakai, President Boakai, is that you didn't show any kind of animation in your speech. You are just bland. You didn't give us the sense that people called and said they had a sense of hope, faith. You didn't empathize with the people in Solomon who are running, the people in Foya. You didn't do that. Usually you should talk about our possibility, include the possibilities, include some stories about, okay, the patriotic Liberians that stood up and put our flag up, okay? And they were strong. They gave us hope. They told us that they were ready to stand for our country. I wish you would have talked and acknowledged them in your speech. That would have given us hope, and it would have given us empathy. It would have helped us develop trust in our government. Lastly, I would say, tell us some actionable goals of yours. What's the plan from now? You said that you are committed to peace, and it was a collective effort. We see that one party broke this collective commitment, this collective effort. So what's next? Tell us the actionable goals. Are you going to register your complaint like Wanto is saying to ECOWAS or the United Nations? Are you going to do that? Is that part of your actionable goal? And so on that note, I would say thank you so much, Stanton. It was good seeing all of you guys. I have to rush to class. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Richardson, man. We do appreciate you. Thanks a lot. Man, you listen to this thing, Kev. I don't know what I would say. Maybe I need to work for my time. That's it? I'm serious, folks. Who put the president up to this? It wasn't me. What was the takeaway? Can the president do more? Can he say more? Folks, that's it. I hope tomorrow we can wake up in the morning and the Guineans to leave. I hope they are not there. The people are praying. I hope, Winfred Russell, we can wake up in the morning and the Guinean troop disappear from over there. I hope, I pray happy. Okay, with this speech, this address to the nation tonight, shake the Guineans, shake Dumbuya.
Dumia were happy to hear this speech because he understands that the president know how to bamboozle his people. That's what in the mind. The thing that keeping me up at night, that I don't think we actually saying this. I don't think we actually understanding that this country is kind of like moving on an autopilot way, that nothing is right, just move. Because this president giving speech, nothing about the current situation, your sovereignty, your nation, your homeland is being invaded by foreign troops. It's like Gaza. That area is Gaza. and 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 we're sitting here, and people not on the street. I'm not saying go and break things down, but peacefully go to that magistrate and say, Mr. President, this smell like 1989 December 24th. They should tell him because he just sitting down. Why our people? The people.
What do you think? What the president should do right now? Kev, we not hear the whole complaint. Let me bring it home. Let me ask you: if President Boakai were in power today, what do you think President Boakai would be doing? Now, Boakai, George, what do you think he would have done?
It never happened, and in President Weah at the time. But if President Weah was in power today, he would take this most seriously, and he would try to engage in a bigger scale, larger scale, and try for us to solve this. He probably
President Weah, if he were the president today, he would have sent troops to the border. Is that what
immediately that the Guinean troop left at that time, who could have secured that area and then start negotiating from a point of
strength. If the Guinean troop come back and get in,
Stanton, they will not come back and they will not come and fight. They don't want to fight.
Give us that solution. Nothing about Joe we are now. You saying what you saying when you are saying with Kev, let me ask you. You are saying when the Guinean troop left, honor President George Barnard, if he were president today, he would have sent AFL soldier to the border. Am I correct?
Honor President and we are government, and at that time, it just surprised me to see these two people who had the military still there. Maybe the government is not hearing them. Maybe it's Yumali is doing, but at that time, as soon as the military left, that particular area will be sealed because we have forces in Lofa. We have military forces in Lofa. They will be there, and then we start to work on the diplomatic end.
Do you think we are who have sent troops to that border a President Weah president today?
No.
Emmanuel George, let's come to you. You were calling for the place. You saw President. Hold on 1 minute. We're going to Emmanuel George. Emmanuel George, let's come to you. You called for the video. We played the video. You saw the president. Yes, he lifted his head twice, right? Low into. I don't know how the executive marshal press co setting this thing. Is this a disgrace, right? Everybody got to squeeze into here. Cooler than it's a disaster. Whether it's Cooler or the ELBC, it's a complete mess. They have brought disgrace to that place. Nobody know what happened. Come on, turn it on to a good microphone. Like Winfrey Russell was saying, increase the volume. Everything is just like it's from China, it's from flea market. Everything. It's a disgrace. And we are fighting to hear the president. Mind you, this president always speak in low tone. He doesn't speak like you or myself in a high tone. He's very low in tone. And then you give him a microphone that's very low. And we fighting to increase the volume we can. It's a disgrace to the executive marshal and press team. It's a disgrace to Kula Fufana. It's a disgrace to Eugene Fagon because they use the ELVS. It's a disgrace. How many times will we tell them that they are not serving this president right? And look at the commander-in-chief. Look how he's sitting down. Commander-in-chief addressing the situation that called for people invading our country. Guinea have invaded our country. And the commander-in-chief sitting down, sweating like very good, and you understand that he just talking in low tune, people fighting to understand what the hell he's saying. This is reality. This is not joke. And now we have to make good or bad out of this thing. What the president tried to achieve today, what the government tried to achieve today, what is there? What is left? The people stay to the border. You know, I spoke to one of our friends from the other side. He posted a video 5 days ago. He made a mistake, Russell, when he posted a video. On Facebook, it will tell you how many days that video. The man posted a video 5 days ago. For me, the 5 days were there. You can see it on the video. Then the man said that today's video, the situation at the border has been resolved, it correct. I call him. I said, Eduardo, you lying? Oh, sorry, I called his name. I never meant to call his name. I said, Eduardo, you lying? The video said 5 days ago. He said, oh, let me check. He tried to take it down, screenshot it, and send it back to him. I said, you got to take that video down. It's 5 days when the people left. You cannot do propaganda like that. What's going on in the country? The government falling flat. Things are getting worse. You bring the commander-in-chief that should be sitting down. Maybe the president chooses not to wear coat suit. But you know how many people want to watch this video? The optics matter. Right, for me? The president should be presidential. Right, Emmanuel? But you let the president sit there in t-shirt, can't lift for your head. You just zoom camera on him, and you think that the president giving a serious address to the nation? That's a disgrace. That's a complete disgrace. I'm disappointed in Kula. I'm disappointed in Fagon and Jerome Pierre, all these guys that came around and set the president up. It's time for us to see the president presidential. It's time for us to see the president wearing costume with the flag of Liberia lapel hanging on him. That's some serious business, my people. You cannot do that. The government is making her supporters shame by the minute. Don't go in the back and be saying, oh, yeah, see, oh, yeah. This is wrong. You put a t-shirt on the president, a polo t-shirt, and the president, yeah, look, come on, man. But let me hear you. Let me hear you, Emmanuel George. Listen, I think that the part that the president said diplomacy, we all want it, but the presentation was poor, it was ugly, it was bad. And to tell you the truth, go and watch it again. We need our president in Kosu or in Popo, sitting with some serious face and discussing this thing like he meant it. You can't bring the president up when the whole world watching, waiting to hear from the president laying back in golf polo t-shirt. What's that? What's that?
So what about the chief of staff? You know, what he chief security advisor. What about all these people?
Yeah, whoever that sat there, Kev, whoever that sat there and allowed President Boakai to address the nation live on camera and presented that to the people, that disgrace. First, whoever wrote the speech, they copy and paste from the one Jerome Pierre posted yesterday. I mean, what the smart people that Unity Party have? What's going on with them?
It's settled up for you. They were doing it for, I'm telling you, because you said it.
Do it for me.
You. It's for you.
This is an embarrassment for the nation. Our president, let me say this, the congressmen are here, and that's why I like Donald J. Trump. He coming with his costume and tie. Whenever I say I like Donald Trump, Russell can look at me, but I don't know why. Russell, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, my man. I can take my pick. But let me say this to you. You come with a costume, you sit there and address the nation. Actually, the president should be standing at the podium. And in front of the podium, it should say, Republic of Liberia, President of the Republic of Liberia. And that's some serious business. The place looking dark. What's going on?
I mean, about that kitchen, you know that kitchen, you know we enter that place.
How can we sit here and take this to be serious? Now, the president gave a speech, the people say at the border. Then you got people flying around saying that the people left. They say at the border, the border immigration. I'm sending Diamond to the border tomorrow. Whenever Diamond get up, we'll go live from the border. Guys, let's be serious for God's sake. That's a disgrace to Kula Fofana. That's a disgrace to Jerome Pierre and Fagon. Whoever said that thing, they can do better. They should do better. We are messing it. We are losing it. You presented my president as if he's some kind of... Even Jerome Pierre can present himself well when he had Mika press conference. You presented the president that you're also in a talk show. Can you imagine that? Emmanuel, let's say you, man. Sorry to go off like this. This is wrong.
No problem, Stanton. Sorry that you are disappointed, but I'm not. And it's for its reason. There's a reason why we have civil service in every country in the world. We, our country needs to have a very, very respectable and strong protocol unit, both at the Ministry of State and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. But we started to appoint our political stooges to those positions that had no training at all in those positions. And this is why you get at the end of the day. If you have the political office in the president having cousins, nieces, relatives in it that have no strong background or training in it, that's what we get. That's just what we get. So I'm not deeply surprised by this. What I'm surprised at is that this is perceived as alert that this is a pre-recording. So one who have expected the other professionals, like you say, Eugene Fago, I'm not sure how professional he is in the area, and Kula Fofana to have seen it and asked, Mr. President, I think we need to do this thing again. Because it appears, and I may be wrong, but it appears that like the president is sweating or he crying, on his face. It looks like it's hard, or either he's sweating or he's crying. And it flags the coat of arms in this strong speech. You cannot see it at all, even though you can see, there is the state of it, but it's not having a permanent position in this speech. That's why I said initially that the handlers of the president need to do their jobs to prep the president and get him ready for this thing. And we need to appoint people who have strong background in these areas. This is, we have the civil service for a purpose. It is. Let me tell Liberians one thing that disheartened me when I realized and researched and found out that the highest civil servant in all our government ministry is a director of human resource, the highest. So at the end of the day, when we transition in our government, all government ministers turn over to the director of human resource, who take control of the ministries. We don't have anybody higher than that. Say this person is a permanent civil servant, including the deputy ministers for administration and assistant minister for administration. And that's what we need to work on. But coming back to this speech, if the president's speech tonight and that we have been demanding a speech that will encourage us as people. We expected the president to look into the cameras and speak to us. Yes, I have a copy of the speech. When you read it, it's beautiful. It's nice on the paper. Even though there are questions we have all around, but it's great. But the presentation is the challenge, because those of us who will watch this on television or who even listen to it on radio, we are not encouraged by the message that was sent out, because many of us may not have the opportunity of reading the speech to understand exactly where the president is going. But we have a situation in our country that we have to be patriotic about. We have a situation where a foreign country have incurred on our nation and they have established themselves in our nation. This is not the time, in my opinion, to criticize things of the presidency or other things. It's time for us as Liberians to rally around the presidency and speak to the situation that is going on. I know my wonderful cousin spoke about the president, his speech, not his time, but in the time of President Boakai, when they went to school, that was when a university was using the Latin universitas, where philosophers came, where debates took place in the colosseums, in the halls of the university. There's no way anybody can tell me that someone who graduated from university in the 70s did not have the opportunity of being in the halls of the university and participating in great debates, because that's what university is all about. The president has a bachelor's degree. And that's why university is all about bringing philosopher kings together so that they can debate and argue issues. That's what we saw in the colosseums, and that's what we see in the halls of university. So I don't buy that part that the president does not have the training in making a strong argument. But I think the challenge is that he was not prepped sufficiently and efficiently. The cameras, maybe they were using a cell phone, not a professional camera. And we have a situation where our code
they take all that thing from the flea market, man, from the Jade dollar store. That's what the experience. I'll tell you the truth, Russell. I can tell you this before we bring in one to Russell. Let's hear you. That we can do better. We should do better. Go down to Best Buy. Get the best equipment. This is president now, for God's sake. Everybody playing game around the president, hustling. Look how they presented the president today. Look, these people got to move from over there tomorrow. If they put not move from over there tomorrow, their speech is useless.
Yeah.
To tell you the truth, if these people fail to leave, maybe we'll get them up to the weekend. They will start messing with our women to the border over there. They will start putting banners and something over there and say you got to pay to cross. You know the Guinean when they came to Liberia on Ekuma base? I don't want to go there, man. They don't let us go there. The Guinean soldier, the Ekuma Guinean soldier, they don't know how they came over there and how they were looking. To tell you the truth, we don't need them. Liberians don't need them. If they occupy that place or they capture that place or our soldiers and our military men ran away, the president should speak with power. The president speaking like he begging somebody. Who the president begging? ECOWAS leaders, Fubi? Who is he begging, Fubi? Who the president begging? Who are you looking up to? Guys, we don't want war, but we don't want foreign troops to invade our country. It can never happen. It should never happen. Why is it happening now? And my president should have taken a ride to the executive mansion, Winfrey Russell, bring the podium before him. He should have stood up over there with his coat suit and the flag of Liberia pinned to his jacket. And imagine, speak, look on the teleprompter, and speak truth with that power as a commander-in-chief. Seriously, the camera was above him. The camera was there. He in polo t-shirt. He should have at least put a jacket on with a necktie. Shame on to all of those guys that are around the president. That's a disgrace. There's no substance. Papi, you all right? How you present President Boakai to the world leaders? See one world leaders addressing his nation. You ever seen that addressing his nation in polo t-shirt? Hey, Russell, talk to me, man. This thing is getting too much, man. See the guys that speaking, they're not dressed. After the money they steal, then they put a paper in t-shirt. That can never happen. It should never happen. Go ahead, Russell. Sorry for taking your time. If you keep quiet, we'll still take your time, though.
No, Stanton, I think we are focusing on the wrong thing. The optics. I mean, we all look. For me, it's not. The presentation is critical now. So I'm not trying to dismiss presentation, but I think what a lot of Liberians wanted to hear and see was to hear from the president and the heard from the president. Okay, and this whole thing about sort of coming with this sort of bravado posture, the president has a very calm, cool demeanor. I mean, that's just his disposition. Okay, so we cannot fault him for that. But is he coming out? Is he informing the folks now? Whether the people around him, whether they're doing right by him, that's a whole separate conversation. Okay, I think that there are a lot of incompetent people surrounding the president. Many of them, not all of them, but many of them. And we need to get this right. We need to get this right. But again, I will continue to say that the way to go is diplomacy. We can beat our chest all we want. The right way to go about this, and I think that's the path that the president is on, is diplomacy. Diplomacy backed up by a joint task force that is there. I mean, one of the questions I had for the guy, but he left already, was to find out, because we're making these kids, we don't have the military there, we don't have the military there. Well, but we have security force there. If we have a joint task force there, folks from the Border Patrol, from the immigration, from the police, from all of the different branches and different subunits within law enforcement in the country, I think it'll be a good thing to have some soldiers there, but just because we don't see soldiers there, don't mean that we don't have a security presence there. We need to have a robust security presence at the border. I mean, there's no question about it. The makeup of that, the whole security architecture that we have there is critically important. That we have there, but we need to show up, and the folks are showing up. And I think, Stanton, we need to give the president a chance. Like Dr. Joy said, and I said it earlier, this is not a time to be coming out publicly and lambasting the president or what they're doing, and all of that. At this point, I think when our country is being provoked at this very high level, we need calm heads to prevail. All of us need to come together. Let's support this president, and he's listening to us. So let's support the president. This is not the time to continuously beat on the president's head for things that I found frivolous in the grand scheme of this issue. What shirt the president wearing, what's this? I mean, he could wear a three-piece suit, he could wear a vice suit, he could wear whatever suit.
So why you Democrat with Trump? So why you Democrat with Trump? So why you Democrat with your Trump?
Yeah, please don't interrupt the brother.
So I think for me, what was critically important was the president showing up and speaking to the nation, because the nation, folks need to hear from him. Folks needed to be assured, and we still have a lot of work to do. There's no question about that. We still have a lot of work to do, and the folks need to continue on that on that path. But diplomacy is the way to go. All the little trimmings and little extra, we can correct those, as we move along. Whether the president is looking down.
How long do you think we should hang on diplomacy for? How long do you think we talk about diplomacy? It's good, and I appreciate that. I support diplomacy, but I think the president speaking now is too late. To tell you the truth, that's me. I'm speaking from my heart. I think it's too very, very, very late. And I think
the president, you said, I remember when we started this conversation first.
Let me finish that. Let me finish. I told Ken, let me interrupt you, brother. You try to interrupt me that. I think the president is speaking now too late, right? When the president returned from Guinea, he should have spoken, right? And he waited. Prior to going Guinea, he should have spoken. You have some different sets of different fashion in the government. One group will tell president and say, speak now. The other will say, no, don't speak now. The other people will say, you know what? They are divided. And the president trying his best to listen to everyone. The president should be president. Russell, that's my thing. He should be the commander-in-chief. When everybody speaks, he should take the last decision. It's not happening. People are pressing the president button and telling him when to speak and when not to speak. You've been there for 12 years as vice president. Russell, you know exactly what happened. You know how the world works. You know how ECOWAS works. You've been there 12 years. You were with Madame Sali for 12 years. You know all the guys around the block. You know the thinking. People have called Brian Samuka. You know the terrain. 12 years defense minister. Though he make a phone call in Guinea, but we don't want to talk. You could have called him. Yeah. We don't want to go and see what each and every one of them did. But you should have at least called Brian Samka. Kofi Wush can bring a team. Apart from the government serum, what Mama can go do that with her dark goggle shades, the one she paid $3,000 for? She will interpret French? What you care Mama can for? Seriously? You know, the people that are riding and whining and dining with this president, they had to go, listen, Joseph Yiman Boakai got to be president and commander-in-chief. It's dereliction of duty. When you tell the people,
but that's what we have now. That's what
you want me to do. Where you want me to go? No, he should be forceful. For me, and that's what we are calling for. You listen to 3 different groups in the government, and everybody telling you their own thing. You're confused. You can't come and address the nation properly. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, guess what happened? Ramadan is about to be over. I hope after they got in our chicken and our goat at the border, they should leave. Fubi, maybe they got a kilo loaf of food. Am I right, Fubi? Maybe they will be leaving. Maybe they kill a loaf of food. So when they not tell all the chicken and the goat to go break the Ramadan, please, I hope the thing the Papa said today will make them to go. That's nonsense.
Stanton, it's easy for us to sit on these platforms and say what we say. This is a very delicate, sensitive issue that we have to deal with it in a very mature, methodical way. This is not a time. That's what I said. I mean, when our country is under, quote unquote, under attack or being provoked at this level, this is not the time to be beaten on the president's head.
Russell, stop. Russell, there's no.
Let us come together, support the
Russell,
and encourage them to continue to do the right thing.
There is no better time. Don't let us go into it. You know how much money NSA is spending right now every single day? You know how many millions of dollars running just because of the situation at the border? You want us to go into it, Russell? They are milking the cow. Everybody milking the cow because of the situation at the border. That's why they ill advising the president. Who business caused the problem at the border today? Allegation of French and money. They have open investigation of French and money. And all folks in the government. Everybody want to mine. Everybody want to do send money, gold and diamond resources. They have gone as far into Guinea, and the Guinean people too, they are angry. They came into Liberia. You want us to talk? The president knows exactly what happening. Why do you think he told the information minister to open an investigation onto BK Enterprise and other activities over there to suspend them? Let's stop playing with the Liberian people. They say we shouldn't hold the president responsible because everybody. No, we will hold him responsible. He is the commander-in-chief. He should address the issue and address it promptly. Make no mistake. Some guys from Lofa. What happening? Momo Cyrus. What happening? They named them. Steve Zago. Where is he? These people work in the security terrain. But here we are today, presenting the president like he's tired, he got no strength, and he talking to the Liberian people. They're moving what? Let's wait for the more and see. Oh, that way. They think that diplomacy. Who tell you that we can't talk, Fubi? Fubi, talk to me, let me hear you, man. That diplomacy, so what? This is wrong. This is embarrassment. And I say my own from my heart. I don't hide it. We celebrated the president when he went to Guinea and they signed that paper. But for this guy from Guinea, Dumia, to send a troop to eat our chicken and our goat, they cross the border. That hey, you want to say diplomacy? They got to kill the goat and chicken and the sheep over there to break the Ramadan. I love my Muslim friends. But the guys that have occupied our country, it's not a joke. It's not diplomacy. Fubi.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. There's no diplomacy here. Like I said, the president, you know, that the scary and the lizard mentality. That's what I brought playing right now. We say, okay, we see Guinean forces. We say no, the people we ain't over there. So we're not going to even ally with strong or get army. So the best thing we'll do is just put our tail between our legs and run from the border side. And start to call on other forces to come and help. All the things about AU and all the other countries. Our Guinea will tell you they're withdrawing from the border and they're sending more people to the border. And we're still having that. The Ministry of Information released it in a statement yesterday and they put in the president's statement to read. And you still see the guys are present at your border. So you got to be serious with the Liberian people. This is not about trying to give sweet words to calm the situation down. You're not able to, people will understand that. That's why you're calling for peace and you want peaceful resolution, you want diplomacy. But you have to reach out. You can't just be talking about diplomacy because diplomacy is not going to solve this problem with Guinea. Guinea is showing to you that they are not off for that whole diplomatic mood that you're into. So you have ECOWAS nations, you have people that got trained army that can do better. Like I did a post there, I say you can raise You can cut $140 million from the budget. The lawmakers, the Ministry of Justice, the judiciary, public works, all those agencies got huge amount of money, even better, higher than the Ministry of National Defense. All of them are budgetary allotment more than the Ministry of National Defense. So you don't expect your army with that kind of support to do better. So now you have to reallocate, recast your budget, and put some money in there and reach out for external support. That's what the government should be doing right now. Reach out for external support. If you mean that you will have foreign troops on the ground to help you, reach out to them. Reach out to Nigeria, reach out to Ghana, reach out to Burkina, reach out to Senegal, reach out to Cote d'Ivoire. And ask them, you and Sierra Leone, Liberia and Sierra Leone can do this with a joint effort because Guinea is encroaching on the both of us. So have a joint effort and see how you can put Guinea into her place. Guineans have to understand that you can't be destabilizing the region. And we're talking about all diplomacy. At this point, it's not diplomacy. It's still when diplomacy fails, you have to use brutality. So if the Guineans think that they can just walk in and like they see or ask whether they capture or they took the potion, they didn't capture it, they took it. Because they just walk in. Because when you capture that, we're gonna fight to capture. But they just walk in and took it. And we told our people, say, remove your flag and dress your flag back. So it means we have already given in to them. And now with the reporter's statement that the guys have brought in their custom officers to sit there and they say the border is open for them to do business so that people can do their normal businesses and now they control that point. It's a shame on the country. We are exposed and our lawmakers say they're going there on Friday. Going there to do what? At that point, we don't need lawmakers to go to LOFA. We need them to cut their salaries and give support to the Ministry of National Defense. They're not going to LOFA.
The lawmakers going there because it's under national security. All of them want to eat their own. That's it. Let me tell you something. Everybody is milking this thing. The only way they got it, they're about to close. This week, not the last week. They even asking for extra week. The only way they got it can make money for them to go show face. So they get budget set up. And this is wickedness. They will milk this thing. Don't be surprised. So people in the government telling the Guinean people to stay over there. The more they stay there, the more the government provide money for them to eat. And this is the truth. They are milking this thing. And this is an embarrassment. They will milk this, they will milk it, they will milk it, and they will go home with a pocket filled, and the people will be displayed. Who talking to the Guinean? Fubi. After the lawmaker, you know who else will be going there? And the representative going. You don't believe that will soon go there too?
Go to that one.
The minister now will put budget aside to go talk to you. Going to speak French to Guinea, man? I mean, these days, lawmakers say they're going there. They're not gonna. They want to set a fat budget, and Gafran want to give it to them because every time he get it, so he tell you, as alleged. So he's going to get it, he's going to give it to them. You know how much money the government has spent just for them getting something? You know how much money? I will tell you guys. Millions of dollars are going in this thing. Millions of dollars. Who eating the money? Security operation. Yeah. You can order them. Yeah. NSA, you can order them. Where the NSA you see at the border there when they shot the picking?
No, they're
the defense minister eat their own. The NSA eat their own. The justice minister eat their own. Now lawmakers say, oh, but we're going to go there to get our own now. They'll find someone at $500K for them to go there on assessment tour. What kind of nonsense is this? And you want to talk, and people say, don't talk, must say that and say diplomacy. You'll do diplomacy in 2029. And I guarantee you, guess what happened? 2029, all that money will be eaten into 2029. Continue with diplomacy. We're not talking about go fight, but we need some serious diplomacy. That's the weakest diplomacy we have ever seen. Nobody can talk to the man who do we that man. Nobody can talk to him. That begin crazy. That he alone man born crazy child. Want to let you man.
Yeah, you know, I actually like the last assessment. The last assessment is that people in government are planning that they should prolong, so they can be able to gain funds. Another institution also you left out Stanton is the Ministry of Information as well. Despite their poor display of update consistently, They're getting budget on for daily, even the speech the president delivered tonight. If you check the budget for it, you'll be surprised. There's budget on PR, there's budget on getting the blogs, there's budget on getting a newspaper, and that's the situation. The other thing that's also important is the president said he wants peace. I'm very concerned over the methodology of diplomatic engagement because there are different cards we can play. The first aspect is there should have been a memo out immediately to ECOWAS as a daily memo expressing the situation, sharing what's happening, ECOWAS, AU, and even the UN as well. And then some of the other diplomatic cards, I don't know if we've already informed all of the embassies that we have in our country, because these are all diplomatic cards we can play. Is the US informed about the situation? Has there been a updated memo to the US ambassador? Has there been an updated memo to the French ambassador? Has there been updated memo to whoever would think that we can build that alliance with? The other thing is friendly countries. And Fobe mentioned that I agree with him on that. Countries like Ghana are very friendly countries. Countries like Nigeria, a very friendly country. I mean, Ivory Coast is a very friendly country. The only clarity I'll make is that this situation is no longer happening in Freetown. So Guinea is only using the trespassing of our border after that trap discussion is only in Liberia, Freetown. The last communication I read from the Minister of Information, Chenoba, he clearly stated that Guinea, has de-escalated their border and no longer tensions there. So what we're seeing here is there's been structure in place. And the truth here is that there is no structure in place, and nobody is against the president. But the truth is, we must be honest with what kind of situation we have here. We have a very critical situation. We need leadership. We need honesty. We need communication and transparency. And when we are lacking so many things, and I'll push back a little bit, Winfrey. I don't think we are in some way not being patriotic. We are being very much concerned with the methodology of engagement. And in a situation like that, we must be sure that we have all the steps on. We must also be sure there must be audit on the entire process. Stanton, we must know how much money was being used on our budget on the entire crisis management. If the government come about and say they use 100 million on the crisis management, then that means people must be persecuted. Something the president left out that I'll probably close on is the root cause of the conflict. How we addressing the root cause of the conflict. We may talk about Guinea as much as possible. Guinea laid a proposal. Guinea said there were illegal money in their territory. And the illegal money, government officials are included in it. That's a violation of the code of conduct. If the government officials who are holding critical role are involved also in illegal money, directly violate the code of conduct on public officials. And the other thing also, people must bear the penalty. You can't put the whole country at risk, and you're holding critical cabinet role, and nobody should be held accountable for this. This is a very terrible situation. The systems is not in place. The methodology is terrible, and we must be able to rethink how we engage it. And we all support the president. We all support the ensuring that we can have peace, but peace must be built on a system. Peace must be built on a strong engagement. For me, I'm not impressed tonight by the president's statement. I think he should do better. If the system consists up to tomorrow, if it persists up to tomorrow and it continue to be able to go on, we must look out for another alternative and see, how we should be able to work out. And the people who go into the border also is embarrassing. You need experts to go to the border. You don't need people who are just surrounding the president everywhere he go to the border. They add no value to the conversation. Despite the fact the whole Syria portfolio, absolutely, what's their impact at the border? What kind of impact are they making the conversation? Why are they using public funds to travel just to show that they are traveling with the president to resolve a situation? This is embarrassing, to be honest, and I think we must do better. And honestly, we must do better as a country.
Guys, we'll be closing the show. I want to say thanks to you, Kev Hassan, Emmanuel George. We still got 10 more minutes to go. So let's do our quick closing. I think this one, it took everything from us today. Rosemary Makiba, please come on. Kev, I want to say to everyone joining us, it's a great day, great time to be in the country concerned about Liberia. I want to say, listen, guys, We come here as family. Some Liberian, some Liberian American, some Liberian Nigerian, like Dr. George, who got citizenship in Nigeria, Liberian American, Winfred Russell, and others. I want to say, through it all, we appreciate you joining us every single day. I'm sorry, Liberian Sierra Leone as well, like Kev Hassan. We appreciate you guys to join us every single day. You disagree with us, we say thank you. Everything we fought together, that today President Boakai, the president, Jose Yima Boakai Sr., president today, we say thank you. I love him. I hope he can serve another 6 years after 2029. I pray he does. But something must be, we got to change what we have. We have to change what is going on. Have you sat with President Boakai in his right mind speaking to you? The love that he shared whenever he meets anyone Liberian. You want to go on Kilimanjaro and just fall off. Very persuasive. That's President Boakai. When he himself making his own decision, Liberia will be better. When you remove friends and family from around him, people that corrupt, that cause a problem at the border because they got company that's selling and they're doing illegal activities. When you get bad people in government, my fellow Liberians, President Boakai can't make it because they're doing circle around him. President Boakai got to be President Boakai. He got to take and make his own decisions. We applaud this president. We pray for him. We are wishing him well. He gets still 3 more months to go, 3 more years, some more months. Guess what happened? He can turn things around. We want diplomacy, but we don't want weak diplomacy. Right, Fubi? We want diplomacy that will come with strength. It shouldn't be weak. They say, I'm going to wait 2 weeks from now before we start talking Russell. How dare you? Oh yeah, y'all say you're Democrat, you're Republican, but you're fighting each other. You don't wait. We will not wait. We are supporting President Jose Yima Boakai, but we'll correct him. We will back. We will speak out. If they like it, they like it at the business. When it is wrong, it is wrong. We've been talking about a microphone over and over. The state get us on free market microphone. You can't even hear the puppet speaking Fubi. Hey man. You can't even hear the puppet speaking Fubi. And from the free market. And from the 5 and below. The plain manager George can go if you want to buy a thing and send it to Liberia, 5 and below. Russell know that spot. Everything 5 and below. You take it the next day, it broke down. It's spoiled. You can't hear it again. It would just be doing quiet. That's where they get them from. And you know how much they put in the budget for those things, Kev? Plenty of money. They will go to China and get 5 and below and say they think good, so you use it 1 or 2, they get nothing. I said, look at the microphone. Look what we heard today. I want my president, Jose Yima Boakai, to present himself as president, to speak with the authority that vested in him. Seriously. That power, that when he says something, the ground must shake. You are the commander-in-chief of the Republic of Liberia. So guys, listen, go on our network and sweet talk the president. I'm not here to sweet talk the president, no. I'm not. I would not do it. That's not why I beat on Joe Wherefore. No. Yeah. That me, born May 4th, 1975. That me. I cannot hold it back. And thank God for the Liberian people that follow us every day and listen to us. Let's come together and support this president agenda. Let's come together and support this president. Let's strengthen him by telling him the truth. Get some hungry people around the president who they look at them. So on this note, because of this situation, the entire team will be led by Damos Langer. They will be at the border. And we say to 101, you got to allow them to do a good coverage. We say to the government, we got to tell the Liberian people the truth. How long will the Guineans occupy our land? How long will the Guineans take part of Liberia for their own? And we hope the diplomacy work. And we hope the diplomacy work. We have to come play around, my people. You can get very with me because I tell you exactly how I feel tonight. If we open the line to grade the president's speech, I don't think I would give him 7. I would give him below 7. That's why I'm not taking course to grade the president. The speech today was below 7. If I mean below 7, it can be 3, it can be 2. Anything below 7. I'm not acting like Jehovah's in church. I'm serious, Russell. If I were to ask myself on this show tonight, let's take it quickly. Let ask us. I will get the president. I don't know if I should. It was discouraging to me. So I will wait when you're finished. I will be the last to grade the president. Let you guys quickly. We get 3 minutes. You see how Rosemary looking up very, very badly. She gave me a smile. She looked at us so bad. She didn't see you want to keep me here. Put me quickly. Grade the president's speech, man. Everything you heard today. What's the number you gave him?
No, today, the president made 0 for me. No.
The president what?
0, 0, 0. I think there ain't no point for the narrative.
You getting 0?
Oh yeah, tonight at 0.
Wow. Winfrey Russell, what's for you?
Discouraged.
What's the rubric? It is from 1
0 to 9, 0 to 10. Sorry, 10 to 100, 0 to 10.
Okay, I'll give him a 7.5.
Getting 7.5. Emmanuel George.
I would give the president a 5. The speech is good, the delivery and the appearance is poor. So okay, 5. Even though they like his speech.
Kev?
Stanton, man. Stanton, please help me, my brother. My brother said the speech is good, the delivery, but then he tell you.
Get on that speech back. The man feel with you back. Get on that speech. Get on that score, my man. We gotta go. They get one go by. Hey, you want to say there was probably one person? Look at me by the way.
The speech is good, but the delivery, but you condemn the speech. My brother Emmanuel, man.
You know, let me say this. For the very first time, I'm going to grade the president. I'm going to grade his speech. Number 1, the presentation was very bad. That -5. Number 1, to tell you the truth. And I'm thinking within myself, can somebody guess how, the score I'm going to get the president tonight? Can anybody just guess?
If
you can, I will take you. Can anybody tell me my score tonight?
You're going to be the negative.
Yeah, no, to be frank. Can anybody tell me my score? People giving me the score. I really want to be sincere from the bottom of my heart.
You already have 5, so you said 5. So I'll put it to 3. I would take 3.
On a serious note, to Nepa, then we get very with me. I get President Boakai 5. On a serious note, I seriously.
And I find out because you like it.
I get President Boakai 5. I've been sincere.
Because
the speech is not inspiring. It's not moving a stone. It's not moving anything. The speech just a speech. The president will force him to address the nation. He did. Nothing changed. The president called for investigation, and guess what happened? The investigation, who know what will happen? It will enter in Jade. Nothing will happen. They will lie to the president and tell the president, say nobody will money, say nothing bad happen. That's how it is. The people stay at the border. Why would I give the president 10 when the people stay at the border? I gave him 5. If I continue talking, I'm going to take 1 more from there and give him 4. Because the thing had to me, I would take 1 more from there, not 5 again, drop down to 4. Because after I gave him 5, he didn't go home straight. He came back again. He looked me in the face, and I gave him 4. So guys, let's be serious here. The best thing we can do as a nation is always to speak truth to power. We wish the president well, and we hope the Guineans can go back home after this speech. We look forward to them all. I pray that I will wake up in the morning and I hear that the Guineans have withdrawn, that they have gone back. We will be happy. But as of today, for the very first time, I gave President Boakai 5 in everything on that speech. May God bless you. May God keep you. May God save our state. And may God bless the United States of America. Also, you have so many Liberians living here. We pray that God can bless this country as we inspire and bless our family back home. Till we meet again, to our sister Rosemary McCarver, thank you very much for producing. And we hope that you have a wonderful evening. Please be safe going home. Kafiko Hassan, thank you very much. The doctor himself, Dr. Josh, thank you. The phone call not finished, you start calling me. And I want to say to all of you, have a wonderful night. Okay, I will block this person. They've been very, very disrespectful now. Have a wonderful night. God bless you. You got anything else, Sis Rosemary? You can unmute yourself. You want to say anything?
No, I'm okay. Thank you. Good night.
You good? Good night, Mama.
Don't pray for the Popular Car 6 year. Gissy will be gone. Another 6 years.
We pray for the puppet. The puppet will do better. Rosemary, he will. You know, we'll continue to push him. We'll continue to push him, and he will do better. We cannot sit and allow President Boakai to fail. If President Boakai fail, we fail, Rosemary. We that supported him with everything in us. If President Boakai fail, we fail. We should never sit and allow the president to fail. They want us to talk it in the corner. I don't do corner talk. We're talking on air. We say every day that the president do the right thing, and our country will be better. So, Rosemary, that means thank you very much. Good night. Let me leave you and Kev alone. I'll be.
Rosemary, what's your problem? What do you mean? Good night.
Yeah, good night. All right, folks, this is how I would like to leave you. Join us tomorrow, same time, same station. Good night.